Hello, beautiful people. Are we ready to rock? My name is June Yu, and I've been creating content now for the last 6 years. And in that midst, I've struggled in many different ways. I've struggled with the fear of being seen. I struggled with a lot of insecurity. I struggled with what my friends and family were to say about me. I struggled with passive aggressive statements in group chats and people saying, June is trying too hard. I've seen my posts be sent into group chats. Like I've seen that. I've had these insecurities of me thinking that I didn't have a story to tell. I thought that my life wasn't interesting enough. I grew up poor. I had nothing interesting. I was a biomedical engineering student. Like that's not really interesting. And I had all of these insecurities. I turned that ultimately into my first post that turned into a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth. And then now, 6 years later, I have over 8 million followers across my platforms. I've done $10 million in the last 12 months alone. I've worked with some of the biggest brands in the world, from Meta to ManyChat to Red Bull, and I get to speak on stages and I get to spread the good news. Really, the goal of today is to teach you exactly what to post. And then I'm gonna go straight into the how. Like, how do you physically put the post together? I got you covered. Like, I'm gonna give you some templates. I'm gonna make this super easy. This is from the ground up, trying to give you all the resources that I possibly can. With that being said, I think we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you in officially to how to turn your story into content. I have poured hundreds of hours into what you're about to see today. What I can guarantee is you have never seen any of the things that I'm teaching you today anywhere else. This is not regurgitated information. This is how to tell stories people can't stop watching from a practitioner himself. Okay, I am not going to be teaching you theory here. I'm going to show you exactly what to post, and I'm going to break them down into templates. So even if you are a very beginner, you'll know exactly what to do coming out of here today. I want you to win. I desperately want to see you win. And I hope that you tag me in your stories. I hope that you DM me because I want to support you. Let's do this. I'm about to make a claim most of you are going to disagree with. It does not matter what industry you're currently in. It does not matter how boring you think your life is. It does not matter whether you've got 4 or 40,000 followers. You already possess the most important asset of 2026, your story. By now, you already know your story is the one asset AI cannot fake, buy, or steal from you. But having a good story was never the hard part. Turning it into content you can post, even when you really do not feel like it, when your energy is at its lowest point, that's the part nobody shares. And that's the actual reason most people who already know their story still aren't posting. Now, why am I so passionate about this? Well, it's because I have no business being in front of you right now. You see, I had immigrated from Korea to the US when I was just 3 years old. I was raised by a single dad. When my parents got divorced, they got divorced over the phone. And my mom, who was my best friend at the time, left to a completely different country, and I lost contact with her for over 10 years. We were constantly moving from home to home until we landed in a tiny apartment. And in that apartment, it was my brother and I sharing a small room, and my dad sleeping on the living room floor. I tell you that because I certainly didn't grow up with connections or a silver platter. I didn't grow up with a ton of opportunity. No, I just saw a ton of suffering, in all honesty. My dad worked 14-hour days in construction in the brutal heat, and that's my reality while being in middle school, while being in high school, and some of my most important developmental years. So, although I might have not had a lot of the tangible benefit, I did have this unbelievable drive to do something different. And ultimately, it was that ambition that enabled me to tell my story. You see, I didn't have more experience than you. I guarantee it. There's no way. Because when I first started, I was a broke college kid, lost in life. I didn't really have many friends either. So, trust me, there's no way that I had more skills than you. What I did have, though, was the ability just to show up and tell my story. And it was the smallest transformations that I started with. It was the smallest milestones, the smallest glimpses of my purpose, my smallest ambitions, my smallest struggles. And as I did that over a long period of time, interestingly enough, I found my people. Today, I sit at over 8 million followers across my platforms. I've generated $10 million in the last 12 months alone. I've worked with Red Bull, ManyChat, and Meta. I get invited to events and travel the world. I was just speaking on the main stage at Cannes Lion, the same stage that Stephen Bartlett and Mel Robbins spoke at. I'm the co-founder of Creative College. I've started my own podcast, and I've done all of this on the backs of simply telling my story. So you're going to hear it in my voice, how seriously I take this because I desperately want to see you win. And I thought that there was no better way to actually show you this than ultimately through content. I had deep insecurities, which I believe stemmed from having such a different upbringing than those around me. My family immigrated from Korea to the US when I was 3 years old. My parents never spoke English. My dad worked construction 12 hours a day, and my mom worked as a nail tech. But no matter how hard they tried, we found ourselves in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. When I was just 13, my mom, who was my best friend at the time, left overnight to a different country permanently, and I lost contact with her for 10 years. My parents divorced over the phone, and our financial troubles worsened, until we had to sell our childhood home and move 5 times in just a few years into smaller and smaller homes. Eventually, my brother and I shared a small room, and my dad slept on the living room floor. Through it all, I felt this great calling to be the one to provide for my family, so I did everything I could. I went from troubled student in high school to being at the top of my class as I was getting my bachelor's and master's in biomedical engineering simultaneously. I worked odd jobs like being a server and tried to find ways to earn for my family. And then in 2020, TikTok gave rise to short-form content, so I jumped on that opportunity, although very nervous considering I had no creative or business background. In fact, biomedical engineering could not be a more polar opposite field, so there was this constant dilemma where I didn't feel confident posting, and at the same time, passive-aggressive comments like "you're trying too hard" or "you're still doing that influencer thing" were a norm. I first started with fashion and fitness content because I thought they were the cool things to do. I tried every trend, but still found myself in the 200 view jail. However, the one thing I promised myself was that I would show up regardless, and after posting daily for a year, I finally saw some traction. But I decided I wanted to make meaningful content and start helping people. And this is when I started to use everything I've learned as an engineer to create a data-driven content system. This made showing up daily easy, and ultimately, it was that system that brought me to my first 100,000, 1 million, and 5 million followers. I was also able to use that system to monetize. First was my guide to academic success, which earned $100,000 for 4 consecutive months. Then the Learning System book, which landed #1 on Amazon's new releases and skyrocketed the business to over $1 million in just 10 months. I was still a student throughout this entire time, and I actually remember sitting in my classroom when I saw that $1 million notification. And now I find so much joy in helping other creators win, watching someone go from insecure to finally finding their voice, from doubting themselves to seeing their first million views, from working overtime to creating a life where they can be more present with the people they love. Whether it's moms, working professionals, business owners, or coaches, I truly believe everyone has a story worth sharing, and I have the most fun helping turn those stories into meaningful and transformational content. It's hard to explain, but seeing their face light up when it finally clicks, that feeling is truly addicting. Of course, my own journey has given me the opportunity to build incredible businesses and work with amazing brands, which I am forever grateful for. But the biggest win is being able to serve others and help them win too. I know how hard it is, so if I can alleviate any of the pain, it is my greatest honor. Because when one person finds their voice, it doesn't just change their life, it touches thousands of others they will reach with their content, and that ripple is what makes all of this meaningful. You deserve to win, and I would do whatever it takes to get you there. I can't help but smile when I see it because everything I've ever wanted is this, to be able to share what I've learned along the way and to help you avoid the mistakes that I've made. I wish that somebody would have done this for me earlier. I wish that somebody would have shortcut this process for me because why can't we all win? I think so. Why can't we all win? I think you deserve to win. My whole life, my entire family has been looked down upon, and I don't want you guys to feel that way. I want to be sure that all of you guys come out of here knowing exactly what to post, when to post it, and how to do it too. So 6 years ago, I certainly had a very, very big problem. You see, my desires and my reality were not meeting. I genuinely do not think my audience is filled with get-rich-quick people. Like, I don't think that's my audience. I think all of you guys are people that really do care that you do this the right way. Like, who the heck cares if you have 100,000 followers and you've done it through trends and it's meaningless content? I would argue the person that has 4,000 followers that would have done it the right way would feel more fulfilled in the process. So that's what I wanted. Like, even while back then, I knew that, right? I think we all know that. But the honest truth was that I'm gonna be fully transparent. I was super insecure, like very insecure. I had a lot of acne. I had a lot of things about my life where I grew up without many people looking like me. I was always constantly judged anyways. And so this idea of being visible, failing in public, potentially getting more scrutinized was not a reality that I wanted. And so therefore I had to do the thing at least that I thought was a safer route through this process of content. Like what was the route that everyone was telling me to do? So I chose that one, which was literally to post one thing, right? So like I genuinely hate the idea of niching down. Those words get me so annoyed. It's like, oh, stay in your lane, like do the thing. Ugh. But back then I didn't know better. So I did the exact same thing. Like I fully get you. So I at least thought, let me teach something that I think is cool. So I taught fashion, and this is what my content looked like. This is what I did in the very beginning. So this is like baby June.
Ice on my head, count up a check. Ice on my neck, that's incoming. I'm a pretty boy, I'm stunning. Super speed Sonic, I'm running. Super speed Sonic, I'm running.
Parents' basement, brother's clothes. I had no business doing this, but it's just because these stupid gurus told me that I am only one thing. So I thought I had to choose the thing, right? So that's where I was. And in that reality, I looked like every other creator, and I hated that. So I hated the idea that I wasn't growing, that I had zero unique perspective, that I had no clear identity. And for those folks that are new to Instagram, you might not know this, but those that are a bit more experienced, of course, you do. But the number of posts here are only indicative of what is on your main profile grid. So if you actually move it over to your Reels tab only, it doesn't count. But this was like 15 months worth of posting every single day. And I was losing followers. Like you post something and you literally lose followers as a result of it. It's like, what the heck? This is the opposite of what I thought content was about. Everyone's telling me to post consistently. I'm doing it and I'm losing followers. I don't know. I was very frustrated in that experience. At a certain point, I said, enough is enough. I decided to stop trying to copy everyone else and started posting who I actually was. And there was freedom in that, right? So before I was trying to fit into a single niche. I was copying what worked for others. I was chasing trends. I was trying to build an audience who cared more about the topic than me. But after, I actually started posting what I cared about. I started sharing my perspective. I started posting my reality, which was as a student, which is certainly not that interesting, but I was then able to build an audience who champions me. So as I evolved from being a student to then being a business owner, those people still came with me throughout the entire process. The honest truth is that I started telling my story. How many of you guys have ever been in school before? Middle school, high school, college, grad school. So literally all of us, right? How many of you guys hated it? Thought it was the most mundane, boring thing that you wish that you didn't have to do? Me too. How many of you guys thought to record yourselves doing it and build an audience as a resultant of it? Probably none of you. So what I'd done by telling my story was not live a more interesting life. It was doubling down on the things that I was already doing. And that's the power of storytelling. It's not about waiting to be somebody. You already are someone. It's about finding meaning in the smallest moments. And I developed a repeatable system that allowed me to do that at scale. So eventually, this is what happened. I built a personal brand that was built on me and not a specific niche. And now I have real impact on people around me. Like, is this not cool? Like, I look at this stuff, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is like a dream come true. I am proud of what I create and post. When I look at my page, I'm like, cool. Like I'm finally doing the thing that actually is what I've dreamt of while being younger. I'm aligned with, look, this is me. This is me at an event of mine and all the people that came to my event. Like, how cool is that? So I get to achieve the things that I've always wanted to achieve. And it's not just me. Now I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to continuously help you guys do the exact same thing. I've helped 10,000 people personally myself, people that are just like you. Like, how many of you guys have never edited a post before? How many of you guys have never done a talking video before? How many of you guys have never even started an Instagram account before? Like, I get it. Like each one of these people were like that, and they left with 2.7 million views, 2.4, 1.5, 4.7, 1.8, 19.1, 3.3, 3.9, 15.7, 2.6, 1.8 million views. Just normal people dominating because they've learned to tell their story. You see, what I want to do in the next two slides is just a quick little context for what storytelling can do for any person. Okay. So this is a swordswoman, right? So she had come into my program and she had stated, okay, I've been creating content for a while. So that's what Yin had. So even though she was close to about a year of posting, she was stuck and plateaued. And I was like, all right, what is it that you do? And she was talking to me about the practices with her sword. Like she literally like wields a sword. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. But when I look at the content, it was just about that practice. And I asked her, I was like, why do you do that practice? Why? Like ultimately, what is the reasoning underneath it? And she's like, it makes me feel powerful as a woman. I'm like, cool, we got something. Let's tell that story. Now she's at 91,000 followers and she has 1.6 million, 1.2 million, and 1.2 million views. So this was Yin, and I'm going to show you one more creator that also did something similar. So Ella came in and she was posting for a while. She had a lot of trial reels as well, but she just wasn't growing. She actually didn't grow for many months. And she started burning out as a resultant of it. She was a trainer and she was thinking about, of course, I'm just going to make gym content. But I'm like, no, no, no. We have to actually tell a story with the same gym clips. So she already had these clips that she recorded in the gym. She just didn't know how to tell the story behind it. And I told her what else to film. And I said, all right, let's actually make you feel human instead of you just showing that you're very strong, instead of showing that you're completely fit. Like, what is the actual story behind you? And this is the post that we came up with.
When you tell me that you love me, I wish that I could lie, but my mind gets in the way.
And now she's also at 119,000 followers. But why does this post
Tell me
work?
that you
Does that make sense? As in, for all of us, like even if you are a trainer, you might already have the B-roll, but it means nothing if it isn't relevant to people. Does that make sense? So, like, yes, if you think that you're incredibly fit, if you think that you're incredibly smart, if you think that you are a very good expert, it does not matter. It literally does not matter. You know how I can prove it? The smartest people in the world are not the best creatives, right? In fact, some of the best experts in the world are the quietest and the most invisible, and they're the ones not making the money. However, the people that are willing to share the story and make it relevant to people, make it human to people, that's where the connection happens, and that's why people buy into people. And we're going to break down all of that today. And I want to make sure that you all build something purposeful to you. So think about this. Think about this. This might be the first time in a long time where you're doing something for yourself, not your parents, not your bosses, not your managers, not even for your kids or your partners, but actually for yourself. And I want to take a moment to celebrate that and take a lot of meaning in it. I encourage you then to not passively sit through this and think, all right, I should probably make the most out of this experience. This guy is spending the next 3 hours about to teach me everything that he knows in what he's calling the best teaching that he's ever developed. I should probably not just scroll away and actually become a storyteller. But what bothers me is that still like 95% of people become scrollers. They're the ones that take notes. Yes, of course, they're going to feel inspired because the teaching is going to be very good. However, they're going to close the tab and go back to scrolling. But the storytellers, the people that actually take the notes, feel inspired, but post something, those are the people that give me meaning in this life. So I want to go ahead and speak to what storytelling is, and then ultimately we're going to go into how to actually make it, like film it and put it together and things like that. So storytelling boils down to psychology, right? At the end of the day, it is a human experience. And I think the worst creators are anti-human, like they're just teaching and saying the exact same information that you could get from AI. Okay. What is storytelling? This is how I define it. This is how I define it to all of my students and whenever I'm speaking on stages. It's taking something you've already lived and telling it so people feel it and see themselves in you. Why is it important? Is because everything around us, at your desk right now, wherever you are, at work right now, is made up of stories. You see the books around you, the music, the brands, the conversations, history, places, products, people, movies, and TV. Every single one of them is literally a story, and that's why you remember them. There's a lot of books, movies, and TV, songs, brands, conversations that you don't recall. Think about why that's the case. We're about to break it down. A lot of you guys right now think that you live a boring life. The honest truth, though, is that you've just never learned how to read your life. And actually, now I'm being serious, but it's not your fault. As in, for so long, you've dampened your voice, not because you've wanted to, but because every time you actually spoke up for yourself, you were told to be quiet. Every time you try to say something, you were told it's not your turn. You were told to stay in your lane. So, of course, after a long period of time, you actually ignore a lot of the really beautiful parts about your life. So let's think about a car ride. I got into a car. This is not even my car, but I got into a car for the sake of the photo. And I want to just walk you through a little bit about how boring car ride could even turn into stories and how there's so many stories that we actually might ignore. So if we think about anyone in here go through road rage? I love my girlfriend. She's like, coolest, cutest, most adorable human being ever, but she has road rage and it's really funny. She's like a small person and she has like a lot of And so is it about that? Is it trying to calm your nervous system while driving? Is it about the favorite song that you hear on the radio? Is it about the landmarks that you recognize? Is it about ruminating on what you do all of this for? I tend to do a lot of this. Like when I'm driving, I tend to think very, very hard. Or maybe you see a car that's driving by and you're like, oh, I love that car. That's my dream car. Or maybe you're somebody that is constantly in your own thoughts and you're somebody that is always thinking about work. You're like, what do I need to do today? Whatever it may be, all I'm trying to tell you is that you have these stories that center you. Like you have all of these stories no matter where you go. And it's up to us to find them, to tell the best versions of them, and to make meaning in them. Who loves Disney movies? I hope I'm not the only one. Who loves Korean street food? This is tteokbokki, spicy rice cakes. Who in here loves wide leg pants? Who in here loves Coldplay's Yellow? I love these four things, and it's not because that they're the best things in the entire world, as in like the best produced things or the most expensive things or the newest things. No, it's because they made me feel something, right? Disney movies remind me of my childhood. Korean food reminds me of my sister's cooking. Wide leg pants. So I used to have these, and I still have them. I'm actually like kind of wearing one right now. But these wide leg pants, my girlfriend complimented them when I first met her. And Coldplay's Yellow, my bus driver, Mr. Thomas, while I was in elementary school, shout out to you, he basically would hum this song all the time. That's where I got introduced to it. Now that we have talked about how storytelling makes you feel something, and that's why you remember it, who in here has been told to stay in your lane, do one thing, teach one thing, pick an industry or problem, just stay, blah. But yes, okay, I get it. Like I was there too. But the honest truth is that I really do think like niching down is the most anti-human thing that you can do because we're not one thing. The most boring people that I know are still not one thing, right? Like, you're made up of multi different facets. I actually believe that you're made up of four pillars. It's life, love, identity, fitness, earnings. Love, L, identity, I, F, fitness, E, earnings. What? Did you just come out with an acronym that spells out life to tell us that stories come from our life? And he's going to actually tell us that these categories of our life turn into the best stories? Yeah, you darn bet sure I did do that. So LIFE, it's easy to remember. And this is my storytelling wheel. Again, LIFE. It should be easy to remember. Now, this storytelling wheel achieves two things. One, it actually helps you find your stories. LIFE. Love, identity, fitness, and earnings. Love could be relationships and hobbies. I could be culture, sex, and age and faith. And fitness could be mind, body, and spirit. Earnings could be career, clients, and skills. We'll go over that. Not as important yet. But number two, find the meaning. Basically, there are three layers to how you can tell something. What is safe is what you all think of, and you think that that is how content should be, but it's not true. Safe is generic. Safe is like AI, and that will never win. Everyone online is doing safe. What is real is that it's relatable, it's the underlying emotion, but raw is the best. It's engaging. It's here that the best creators live. And I'm going to show you how you can turn a moment into the raw expression of it. Okay. So again, L, love, what you love, relationships and hobbies. I for identity, who you are, your origin story, your culture, sex, age, faith, fitness, mind, body, and spirit, health, routines. E, earnings could be your career, client, skills. Even if you are unemployed, great, wonderful. That's okay. You can talk about being unemployed, or you could be talking about you finding a new job or starting a business, or you can talk about your old job. It doesn't matter. So let's talk about how to use this storytelling wheel. Okay, so for all of you, when you're using the storytelling wheel, you're going to start off with the moment and you're going to put it on the outside of the wheel. Okay? It could be any moment. Even the smallest moments, good. It doesn't have to be a big moment. And we're going to try to craft meaning out of it. So again, storytelling is not about having an impressive life. It's not about traveling more. It's not about making more money. It's not about being more successful or more famous. Storytelling is about finding meaning in the already lived experiences. It's about being you. So if you're quiet, it's okay. Be quiet. Stop trying to pretend to be somebody else. You don't have to. And I want to show you how you can do this. So let's say we take a moment you're going to ask yourself why three times. The moment, then ask yourself why three times. Because after each why, you go one layer deeper into this wheel. Eventually, you're going to get to the raw, and that is ultimately the goal. These each layers are going to be the obvious reason, then the feeling underneath, and then the part you don't say aloud. You do the part you don't say aloud because that is how you get engaging content, right? It is literally how you get people to engage in your content. If you can say the quiet part aloud, I guarantee other people are going to see it and be like, holy cow, how does he know me so well? Oh my gosh, he's making me feel seen. That is how you tend to people through content alone. That's how you can make one post and scale your trust to like millions of people. It's by saying the part you don't say aloud. And it's going to require some introspection from you. So, again, the obvious reason, then the feeling underneath, the part that you don't say out loud. Let's use an example for you. Maybe you drove your kid to school. So, I would literally write the moment, I drove my kid to school. And you're like, but June, that would definitely not be a good piece of content. And I would agree. However, ask yourself why one time. Well, the obvious reason is I wanted my kids to be on time. Education is important. The second why is the feeling underneath. The feeling underneath. Well, I really love being present with my kid. I love hearing their life updates. I love the fact that they have a crush on somebody and I can hear about it. I love the fact that they did well in school, or I love the fact that they're trying out for their new sport team. Then the part you don't say aloud, you can ask yourself why one more time. And this is the real engaging content idea. I'm finally choosing to be present with them over work. Does that make sense? Now, this is a content that would perform well. This is an idea that could lead to a brilliant piece of content. Do you see how you take a moment? I drove my kid to school, and you can ask yourself why three times to understand the part you don't say aloud. This is the thing that a lot of parents are struggling with. You would find your people if you did it this way. So maybe your moment is I recorded a video today. Let me ask you why. What is the obvious reason? Well, I want to grow a following. Cool. But what is the feeling underneath? Why? Well, to be honest, I'm quite scared. I'll put myself out there and no one will care. So this is the whole fear of judgment, the fear of being seen. That's real for me. Then tell me the thing that you wouldn't necessarily say aloud. Well, even 100 views means I did something I was scared to do. So for me, I'm realizing impact is really important. And I'm starting to recognize this a lot in my life. Like sometimes it's not about the views. It's actually about realizing that there's other people on the opposing side of the screen. So maybe I want to make a video about never underestimating the impact our stories can have, even on one person. You can turn that into a post that looks like this.
Remember life and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote the letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold? Or will I have a lot of children who can bore me? Soon I'll be 60 years old.
Does that make sense? So you take the raw, you turn it into content. Now the goal is to actually learn how to put that specifically into a format. Remember, you do not have to be a natural born storyteller. Storytelling is a skill, and you can learn it like any other skill, and it becomes incredibly helpful when you have templates to learn it from. So that's why I'm doing this. Let's introduce what is called the story arc. Every single story you've ever consumed, whether it was movies, TV shows, books, or plays, has three of the same exact acts. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but the way that I am going to title this is problem, pursuit, and payoff. Let me explain. So to make a video, to make a story, to make a carousel, to make any type of post relevant, you need a problem. Then you need to showcase the pursuit of overcoming that problem, the challenges along the way. And then ultimately, what is the payoff? Was it successful or was it not? I call this the 3P framework. It's problem, pursuit, payoff, and it should be easy to remember. So now you're being introduced to another framework. So we did storytelling wheel. Now we're going to the 3Ps, another one that should be quite easy to remember. The first is problem. It is whatever you as a person has endured. And then ultimately the pursuit, how did you overcome that challenge? And lastly, the payoff, what was the outcome of that journey? Anyone in here know The Lion King? It's the same thing. It's The Lion King in Simba's journey. He loses his father and runs away from his responsibilities as a king. The pursuit is that he finally grows up, confronts his path, and returns to face Scar. And the payoff is that Simba defeats Scar and accepts his role as king. What I want you to do is pay attention to this top right. So storytelling usually have themes, but you're going to see that every single theme actually has the exact same three acts: problem, pursuit, payoff. Anyone in here know Titanic? The star-crossed romance. The problem is that Jack and Rose come from different worlds. Rose feels trapped by the life chosen for her. The pursuit is that they fall in love and fight against social expectations. And then the payoff is that Rose chooses Jack, survives, and builds a life on her own terms. A completely different theme, the exact same three acts. One more. Anyone in here know Toy Story? Hopefully you've seen one of these three. Problem is Woody is afraid Buzz will replace him. Pursuit is he tries to get rid of Buzz, realizes he's made a mistake, and works with Buzz to get home. The payoff then is Woody stops seeing Buzz as a competition and gains a friend. That's a different theme, fish out of water. The honest truth is that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like every single thing that you ever consume that is remotely interesting has the three acts. But it's about how do you execute those three acts? What order do you start to be a little bit creative with that makes some of the best stories? And that's what you're going to learn today. You see, the stories do not have to look the same. They don't have the same characters. They don't have the same themes, but all three P's will always be there. And what's beautiful is that content is the exact same way. So let me explain. So what you're about to see now are sets of content examples, and then I'm going to break down each of them, and then I'll give you the templates here in a little bit too. Let's look at this. So this is me as a student, right? So as a student, I didn't necessarily have like a big, interesting life, but I'll show you how I can make an interesting piece of content. I want to play it, and you tell me if you thought the post was interesting. Okay? Okay, let's break this down. First, what's the problem? One of 300. So one of 300 biomeds, and half of the people have dropped out. Then the pursuit was me working twice as hard, which you'll see here. I had no clue about medicine, but I had to work twice as hard to build a learning system. But quitting wasn't an option. Then the payoff is that I was able to graduate without sacrificing my other interests. Does that make sense? So this is like phase one of what we're going to be talking about today. I just need you to build these blocks with me because as I go into the more advanced things, I don't want you to get lost. But so far, does it make sense? So like I just said, this is no different from Toy Story. It's no different from The Lion King. It's no different from the Titanic. The best stories have the exact same three acts. And it doesn't just work for me. Again, it works for all of my students. So Michelle is another student of mine. I want to play this video for you, and I want you to think about, is there a problem? Is there a pursuit? Is there a payoff? And I am going to actually do it like this so that you have full context as you watch this.
Up in the clouds, our jealous knowing we found something so wild. We'll be ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, we'll be sanctuary. Share to be with your touch, will Lord return me to die.
Can anyone resonate with
In the
that?
clouds, our jealous knowing we.
So she's saying the problem is that there is society's expectation on her that she doesn't want to follow. Then the pursuit is actually, she writes it in the caption. So this is what we're starting to tease a little bit about how cool these templates can become. Every single post that has ever performed well in terms of converting to new followers always has a problem, pursuit, and payoff. But the way, the order, the placement of them is the hard part. But here, pursuit is actually living in the caption. She's talking about it. She's saying, working since I was 7, no breaks. My 20s were a blur of multiple jobs, no time to just be me. I thought once I built something, I'd actually have time to breathe. And I did. I found that balance I'm actually living now. That's her pursuit. Then the payoff is what happens after the music drops.
Something so wild, we'll be ordinary.
Does that make sense? So when she initially thought about my own teachings too, she's like, I don't have a story to tell. I'm like, of course you have a story to tell. She had to find it through her storytelling wheel. She found it and she was able to displace it. Problem, pursuit, payoff. Cool. This is like level one. We're going to start to now add building blocks, but I just want to make sure that we're all kind of on the same stratosphere together. I'm going to really try to grill this home with something that looks very different. So now I'm going to show you something that is a talking video, and you're going to still see the three P's are embedded. This is another student of mine, very, very different type of content, but imagine the three P's and why they're there.
I was a former college basketball player and I actually feel more athletic now at the age of 29. This is exactly what I did in 4 simple steps and how you can do it too as a former athlete looking to get back into shape. Shoot me a follow for more content like this. The very first thing is movement. As we get older, we simply cannot spend 2 to 3 hours like we did back then. So working smarter, not harder, is the key to making consistent progress while only needing to work out for 45 minutes 3 to 4 times a week. Second,
does this make sense? So even without me playing the full thing, you should be picking up on this right away. So the problem is this idea of needing mobility and him losing this as he gets older. The pursuit then becomes the four methods, but each time he's embedding his personal story inside of it. Then the payoff is obviously that you become more athletic. Again, building block one. I just want to show you how this looks very different for different types of content, but the three P's are still embedded. Do not worry. I'm going to then give you the templates. That's the fun part. I will make sure that I give it to you so that you don't have to overthink it. But I have to give you baseline value because, like, if I just give you the 6 templates and you can only do 6 videos, then obviously that's not going to give you sustained success. So now you know why I'm giving it to you. All right. So can anyone think about right now, why do these three P's keep us watching? Why is it that literally the best directors in the world, and also me as a creator, all have the three P's? It boils down to human psychology, okay? So it's not something that we're inventing, it's just how humans function. Why do we lead with a problem? Let me go the opposite way. If you made a piece of content that was like, man, I'm so handsome, I have a fancy watch, a lavish vacation behind me, and I have this beautiful car that I've always wanted, and I have the most incredible girlfriend. Like, if you lead with that type of content, I'm gonna be like, ugh, like no one wants to watch that type of content. So our human common denominator is our struggle. It's not where we are currently, it's that we all face different struggles. We had to, no matter if you are, let's say, a beautician or maybe you are a movie star, you don't have the same lives, but you've dealt with the same insecurities. You've dealt with the same fear of being seen. You've dealt with imposter syndrome. You've dealt with guilt. You've dealt with shame. Like all of those are problems that we can lead with because that's what makes people care. If you make somebody care right away, people stay. They want to buy into you. They want to see how you overcome it. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, all right, what do I potentially have as prompts for me? Maybe you're not good at something yet. Maybe you grew up in a disadvantageous circumstance. Maybe you want to make your family proud. Maybe you stayed up all night for a project. Maybe you messed a painting up and now you're restarting it from scratch. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you're a producer. I don't know. But whatever it is, you just want to start off with a problem. Small or big, it's totally fine. It doesn't matter. It's just that you lead with the problem. Now that you have resonance, you then go into pursuit, which is actually your unique way of solving it. Oh my goodness. This is how you make $1 million, by the way. Think about the pursuit. It is your method. It's your unique way of solving something. And that is how you build IP. That is how people buy into a product of yours. So if you think about how I made $1 million while still a student, it's because I sold something called the Guide to Academic Success. That was a series of tips and tools that I've personally used to become a better student. It was the pursuit in all of my content. So maybe you created your own study method like I did. Maybe you started going to the gym every day. Maybe you stopped dwelling in anger and pursued happiness. Maybe you challenge yourself to post. Whatever it is, it's fine. It's just your method. So what is the payoff then? It is the outcome, insight, or lesson that you've learned from that experience. This is so important. There's always a payoff. And every time I do this lesson, for some odd reason, people are like, but I've never resolved it. I'm like, no. Not having resolved something is a payoff in and of itself. Payoff does not mean that you've been successful. Payoff just means that you gained a new realization, you gained a new awareness, or you've taken one step in the right direction. So even if you failed, or even if it's not fully resolved, that is the payoff. So for example, if you had your first day of college, you're not necessarily going to make a piece of content like, so I graduated and I had the best grades ever. No, maybe your first day, it's like, I feel really unclear with a lot of things, but at least I went to my class today. Like that is the payoff. Does that make sense? And you can speak about it that way. It's like zooming into that moment. We're on, I would call now like ground 1.5. So like we finished level 1. Now we're going to like psychology 1.5. Then we're going to be boiling it into templates here in a little bit. So here are some examples of payoffs, whether it's you achieving something, maybe it's you saying, I literally don't have it figured out yet, but at least I know what to do next. It doesn't matter. Any of these things can be payoffs. It's just the outcome, insight, or lesson. So if you do not have an arc, you have no reason to keep watching. So let me just quickly go into it like this. If you've ever looked at your own analytics, these are called retention graphs. And basically, retention graphs literally tell you how long were, I would just say your viewers in total, how long were they retained for on that post. AKA, if you have a high retention percentage, it's good. Like that means that someone had stayed for a long period of time. If your retention is low, you would have something that looks like this. You would have a very sharp decline. So imagine if you actually started off with the story of, I have the coolest watch ever, I'm the coolest human being ever, I'm so perfect, I have no insecurity, I have no flaws in my life. If you did that, there is nothing to resonate with. It doesn't feel human. And so immediately you'll have this sharp decline. If your content reads like a list of facts, not a journey, the viewers will not connect. And the viewers will lose interest as they don't understand where the content is heading. So the problem pursuit payoff is to try and improve this retention graph. And it boils down to that psychology. Add a story arc and the 3Ps do this for you, right? So the strong hook will give you much more of this slower gradual decline, and it will start to plateau at a later state like this. And this is what having the 3Ps do. It makes your content more engaging. So that was the promise today, that I'm going to help you deliver and tell stories in a way that makes it engaging. And this is the high percentage of people watching even all the way to the end. Okay, so that's the problem pursuit payoff. So let me show you some examples of something that has no arc and then something that actually has an arc. This is my friend Kadeem. He had joined one of my programs and I'd helped him. I'm going to play this first video and I want you to think, why should he actually try and incorporate the 3Ps? Like, ask yourself this question. Like, does the video feel flat?
Come on. I just woke up this morning, I'm loaded 2 IP20s to start up the day. My bitch from Chanel to you. My mama just want me to stay out the way. I made plenty of mistakes as a youngin', but I had to learn how to watch what I say. I'm rhyme with Wick, got the AP stuff in the book bag, no need rhyme with Drake. I was just fucked up looking like anything, I got enough for a house on the lake. They say one thing leads to another, I trusted some niggas, they ended up fake. I got
in comparison to something like this.
You're spending $200 on one thing for back to school fits? Do not go back to school running out of fits first week. Because I've been there. When I was in college, I was spending money on a few things. And I'd be out of fits first week. So here's a few places to get right. I got you. For store one, we're going with cold culture. And specifically for the hoodies. Because in school, me and you both know it doesn't matter what the weather is.
Does that make sense? So problem pursuit payoff, without having any of that, the video feels flat. There's no meaning to the audience. Cool, he got a brand deal, but why the heck would anyone else care? How can he start to incorporate brands, though, in a way that's interesting, that's engaging? He leads with the problem, saying running out of new outfits for school in the first week, and he explains that he actually dealt with the same thing, and because all of these outfits were too expensive. So now he's recommending affordable places to shop. So he's taking the same idea, the same outcome, but he's actually making it into a story that's engaging. I'll show you one more quick example. So let's look at another student of mine, Janae. And Janae actually has one part of it, but doesn't have the other two. She has this slow-mo effect here in the beginning, so don't be alarmed when it's a little bit choppy in the beginning.
And at guard 6'4" from Kentucky, welcome to DC.
This is Janae, and it says, getting ready to get a boyfriend on my vision board for the 3rd year in a row. Maybe that's something that you can attest to. But I would state that the first P is actually there. The problem is there. There's a clear, relatable problem. She's never had a boyfriend. But there is no pursuit. There is no payoff. So a lot of your guys' content lives this way. A lot of your content actually has no value. Like, it might be interesting, it might be fun, but it might be meme-like, but there is no value in it. There's no reason for somebody to come back. However, let's look at this video. Same exact idea, but with the problem pursuit payoff in mind.
I'm 27 and am I alone in this? I've never had a boyfriend and not even a situationship. I used to genuinely wonder if I'm even worth being loved. But then I realized something that changed everything. My life wasn't empty. It was just unassigned. I was waiting for love from a person to give me purpose instead of building a life that love could walk into, which now when I say it out loud is kind of embarrassing. So just pretend I didn't say that. But I stopped asking myself, why hasn't he come yet? And started asking myself, who am I becoming while I wait? There's purpose in the waiting if you stop wasting it. Follow me if you're done wasting your waiting season and I'll show you what to do with it.
Do you understand the difference? Problem, pursuit, payoff. Exact same idea, but she didn't actually know how to give value. Now people are following her. There's a reason why this has 360,000 views. Problem, never had a boyfriend. Am I worth being loved? Pursuit, looking for purpose in other places. Payoff, found purpose in waiting. Now, really quick, you can just take a screenshot of this. I just am listing to you the common mistakes. When I think about the three Ps, this is where most people tend to fall short. Either the problem is too vague, like if you said, I struggled, that's not enough. Like, tell me something specific. Like, what did you actually struggle with? Payoff. So if you said something like everything worked out, you are not going to be memorable. Like, what is that payoff? Be honest. You don't have to have it fully figured out. Maybe you are saying, I don't have it figured out, but that awareness is your first step. Like, that at least gives you humanity, right? Like, you don't want to just close it off at a generic term. You want to make it feel specific. And then finally, a lot of people tend to skip the pursuit. And that feels more like a flex than it does actually helpful content. So if you just have a before and after with no pursuit there, it just literally feels like you're just cooler and better than everyone else. But if you have the pursuit and you showcase the journey that you've actually developed over time, it becomes much more human, right? It's like not skipping the middle part. Who is ready for format number one? So now from this point forward, I'm going to break down 6 of the best performing formats. Now that you understand the 3 Ps, everything's going to fit in those 3 categories and it's going to blow your mind. So right now, I hope that you're like a little skeptical because it's going to blow you away. It's going to completely change the way that you think of content. You're going to be like, how is he doing this? How has the best creators in the world that I look up to actually taking June's work? Let me show you. Once you master the 3 Ps, you can package them into a format. And once you have it in a format, it's actually repeatable. Here we go. So a format is literally this. It's just how you're packaging your information, right? So now that you have the raw idea from the storytelling wheel, you need to know how to package that concept so it goes into the world of social media, right? Are you going to just directly talk to the camera? Are you going to use B-roll and text? Are you going to do a carousel? It doesn't matter what you choose. It just means that they have different purposes. I think the best way you can think of this is like a topic is what you're saying. The format is how you're saying it. It's like packaging the thing. My most popular format is called silent film. So if you know my content at all, if you've ever seen any of my posts pinned, they're always here. And it's something that I've nailed down and something that the world is starting to utilize as well, which is really cool. I want more people to win, right? I encourage it. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works so you can recreate it. Would you like that? Would you like a full breakdown of the thing that got me over 100 million views in like the last year alone? Just that one format alone. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. Now we're really getting into the breakings of, let's say, a specific format. Firstly, I am going to play it, and I want you to think about the problem, pursuit, payoff that you might now have in context.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment. So overdue, I owe them. Swept away, I'm stolen. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall, I'll face it all together. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Let's break it down. So problem, that is set up for the first 7 lines of the video. So you went through it. It was that beginning phase all the way up to here. Sold our child at home. As I was embarrassed and I struggled alone, this then becomes the pursuit, right? So lines 8 through 15 transitions into what I did to overcome those challenges. Okay. And the payoff then is when the music drops. The 3 Ps I'm showing you is at the core of every storytelling post. I'm now going to go more detailed to each component so that you actually know how to physically do this. First step.
This is the end.
The problem is visibly done in two ways. One, you have the text, and then two, you have the photo or you have the video. And I want to be crystal clear here. Both have to make sense. They don't have to actually be in the exact moment, though. So the first question that I always get asked is, June, I do not have photos or videos of me when I was younger. I got you. I want to introduce you to something called the picture book effect. If you've ever read a picture book to, let's say, your child, imagine how that's constructed. The text is for you as the adult to read and progress the story along. The visuals are only there to amplify the emotion for the kid. That's what photos and videos do. So none of these are actually from 2013. None of them are actually me upset at all. This is just me playing a game called Mafia at a church retreat. So this was just me focused. This was
Hold your breath and
This was me eating an ice cream bar on a summer sunny day. Like if you zoomed out, you would see an ice cream bar in this hand of mine. And all I'm doing is I'm just capturing and zooming in and just showcasing the photo that represents the emotion. That's it. And it will change your perspective on content. So basically, all of my programs, I teach people what are the emotions that you need to display in B-roll, and you can film one today, and it'll make the exact same effect. Like you would never know that. Because how in what world would I have known in 2013 to film content? Just like even 2 weeks ago, you might have had a moment. There's no way that you would, but you don't need it. You just need to express the emotion with the image. Another part to this is in the pursuit, it has to be readable, right? So think about it like the text is located in the right place. You can read it. There's enough contrast between myself and the text. Then the music was important. Listen to it right here. Up, 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 and then down.
let the sky fall and
Okay, cool. Now let's do a scientific breakdown of the entire thing. Cool. I took photos for you. I'm doing this for you, and this is like unreal. This is like complete this. There's no one else doing this stuff. I want to go ahead and give you exactly how to do this for yourselves. I am telling you specifically how many lines are for each. Problem, 7 lines. Pursuit, 7 lines. Payoff, 5 lines. Then I had 2 and 2 lines for reflections and lessons, and lastly, a call to action. But let me make it even crystal clear. The number of lines are not that important. It's just the amount, let's say, of how the ratio. I don't want to get too scientific, but do you guys see how the payoff has 5 lines here? That's really all I care to show about. Do you see the 5 lines here? Do you see how the payoff is actually less than problem and pursuit? That is all I care that you'd think about. That's all I'm trying to show you in this slide. What I mean by this is that so many of us care to talk about our successes for like 80% of the video, but it's actually the opposite. Problem pursuit should dominate the video. And it's because that's where resonance happens. That's where learning happens. The final outcome should be the last bit of it. That's all I'm trying to show you. It's the sequential order, though, that makes it all very important. So think about the viewer here. Like this is like next level psychology, but think about it. Like I go into this video, I see the problem, I resonate. Then I go into the pursuit, then I'm learning something new. Then I go into the payoff and I know why I should have stayed to the end. Does that make sense? Like I'm showing you the full breakdown of it right here. Lines means like when you're actually writing the script, right? So the text on screen. The best creators right now are studying my formats. The best creators that you look up to are studying my formats, and it's an honor. It is the biggest honor. I don't have any gatekeeping in mind. I want people to win. But the worst part is that all of these people have like 10 people on their team studying it for them. You guys don't have that. And that's why I'm trying to do this lesson for you so that you don't have to have team members to go and do all this research. And I can just give it to you. Okay? I want to show you how really impressive this is. Anyone know who this person is? Well, this is interesting. So this is a pinned post of his. It's literally on his pinned Instagram account to 4.8 million followers. Alex using that June News story strategy. Love it. What a story. Immediately I saw it and I remembered yours, June. Yes, June, you're the GOAT. Let's watch it.
this is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment, so overdue I owe them.
Everyone see what is happening. The prompt pursuit and payoff is there. Everyone see that, and it's the exact same format. The exact same thing that people are taking and implementing their own respective stories to. You are seeing something that is happening in the industry more than once. Another amazing creator, Shelby. Let's look at it here.
This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall.
Do you see what I'm showing you right now? I have no problem with this at all. I actually like the fact that they're winning. I think this is what I mean. I think there's place for all of us to win. The one thing that I'm trying to do for you guys, though, is literally show you I am trying to skip, like, people hire full on teams to study this stuff. I am literally trying to give to you the thing and shortcut probably 10 different hires. Like, I'm saving you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Does that make sense? What the whole goal of today's session is? I'm trying to give you the whole thing that other people are looking to take from me. I'm just handing it to you. That's the power of storytelling content. Are you thinking that you've learned something new so far? Are you thinking like, holy cow, this has been value that I've never seen before? Are you thinking that this is overly generous? Are you thinking that? Because that's not all. Not only am I going to give you one, I am going to give you five more. Not so now that you have proof that literally people like hire teams to do this, like to study my formats, I'm going to deliver you five of my own as well. So now you're gonna have a total of six coming out of here today, completely for free. I want you to win. I desperately want to see you win, and I want to make sure that you come out of here knowing exactly how to do it. We're about to introduce five of the top performing formats today. We're going to be going over a split screen reel. We're going to be going advice I needed at X age. We're going to be talking about the old me versus the new me, the problem statement, and the split screen carousel. Every single one of these have been students of mine, and I'm going to show you how they've done it physically and how the three P's implement into each. So all you have to do is embed your story inside of it. Let me go into the first one called the split screen reel. So my head's kind of covering a little bit of this, so I have to duck and I'm going to show it to you, but I had to put it like this so you can see it in full. Okay, so I'm going to play it, and I want you to think about the problem pursuit payoff. Where is the problem? Tell me, where was the problem in this content? Because now we're starting to reorganize problem pursuit payoff. At each frame, the problem is listed at the top. Where's the payoff, guys? Where's the payoff? At the bottom. Nice. Does that make sense? Like, I'm now showing you how the problem pursuit payoff gets embedded into each template. All right, let's see if you can do the second one. A little bit different. Let's see. Okay, so advice I needed at 22, not 30. This is a carousel. Another student of mine. The chapter that you're so afraid of is actually going to be your favorite. No is a full sentence. You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision. Stop forcing yourself to be a 6 a.m. girly. The universe rewards audacity, not potential. Slow down. Your future is shaped by the habits you repeat, not the goals you set. Fill your own cup. Self-care is the best investment. Practice gratitude. Do not settle for a dang thing. Where was the problem? In that beginning frame, well done, right here. So this is the problem. She needed these advice earlier on in her life. Oh, where's the pursuit? The in between, Tabitha. Come on now. Where's the payoff? So the payoff was at the very, very, very end, and the CTA as well. So let me just go into here. Okay, cool. So this and then the CTA in the caption. Okay, I'm gonna do one more one, okay, or two more ones, I think. Not three more. Old me versus new me. Another student of mine. Think about the problem pursuit payoff. Where's the problem? Yes, at the start. Where's the payoff? Whoops, I'm showing you. Nice. And the pursuit here is in the caption. Nice. Are we seeing how in different formats that the prompt pursuit payoff are slightly displayed separately? Like they're different in each of them. But that's how the formats work. They're all embedded in there. These are all of my students. So I'm excited that you're starting to recognize this. Let's look at another one. Think about where the prompt pursuit and payoff would be in this one. Where's the problem? The first line. Okay, good first photo. Nice. Good job. Where's the pursuit? Whoops, I keep showing it. In between. Nice. And the payoff. Good. Let's look at a split screen carousel. Oh, I think this is going to need some time to load, but let me just go into it like this. Okay, cool. Let's look at this, a split screen carousel from Aaron. What's really cool about the previous examples too is that they're all normal people. You know that one individual who said the idea of like, oh, it's just successful people who have made it? Are you starting to see that it's like not that case? It's just like all normal people. But the best creators are actually developing formats, or we're kind of finding them. And then for all of us, it's to learn from them, right? To actually input our own stories to them. Let's look at Aaron's here. So it says, I started saying no and I lost friendships. I started setting boundaries and they stopped counting on me. I stopped reaching out and no one came to look for me. I stopped people pleasing and many walked away. I started respecting myself and I felt lonely. Putting yourself first isn't selfish, it's necessary. Where's the problem? Okay, problem's at the top. Where's the payoff? At the bottom. Where's the pursuit? In the caption. Look, I said yes to everyone, my family, my job, my friends, oldest 5. That came with the job description. Nobody wrote down. I kept showing up so strong so everyone else can carry on. Does that make sense? The prompt pursuit payoff. It's not about having fancy stories. It's not about being more impressive than other people. It's about normal people knowing how to embed even the smallest moments into the 3 Ps and then finally into a format. And it's like this puzzle matching thing of like, where can it be best optimized to locate the problem here, the pursuit and the payoff? So basically what other people pay tens of thousands of dollars to hire employees to then go to their team and get trained upon my content and my teachings, you guys are getting completely for free for 6 of the top performing formats of 2026. Does that make sense? Do you see how it's not like fancy people? It's not like ultra successful people. Do you see how like it could be your story inside of these? Remember we had the storytelling wheel, the 3 Ps and the formats. Everyone got that so far? So like we went over the storytelling wheel, then we did the 3 Ps, then we did the formats. So now I want to go through an example from the ground up. I want to show you how this all comes into play. So let's go. So we have, let's say, a moment. And I'm going to choose a moment. And this is a moment, let's say I was in London recently and I hosted an in-person mastermind. Basically, I hosted an in-person event for like 20 people. Why do I do it? I want to help other people grow. But why? What is the feeling underneath? Well, I want to build something that I can be proud of. Well, what's the third why? The raw. The thing that I wouldn't say aloud. I want to prove that people like me, immigrant, poor upbringing, can build something for themselves without being handed to them. Then the 3 Ps give you structure. Then I'm saying, all right, people think that immigrants are stealing their jobs. My pursuit is that becoming an expert, sharing my knowledge, hosting events, sharing my own business, and the payoff is being able to provide jobs for other people. So now I'm putting that idea, that raw idea, and I'm just developing a 3P structure that I want. It doesn't mean that you have to do it this way, but it's the 3 Ps that is according to my life. Okay? Then it turns out to be this.
You've been good. I just wanna say thank you, Lord.
Know you wonder where the Effie been, but I'm back to life like an EpiPen, and she still in the leopard skin. And check me out, then check me in. See this coat, bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me.
Do you get that? Like I'm going from the entire ground up. I'm figuring out what is the storytelling wheel, the concept. Then I go into the three P's, then I'm plugging into a format. Do you get the whole point of the storytelling experience? So right now you've been introduced to, again, the idea, and then how do we implement within a format? So we still have a lot more to come. This was now touching the surface of like are the information, the methods, and then we're going to do audits for people here in a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and also do a breakdown of some more good versus bad, and we'll do some Q&A as well. Again, I encourage you to think of it this way. Right now, you are in the backstage. This is how I used to visualize it growing up, so I hope that this analogy makes sense to you. Thinking, what will my family say about me? Will everyone judge me? I don't necessarily want to put myself out there. I'm afraid of the backlash that I might receive. But ultimately, we all want to hopefully be visible. We hopefully want to do things that are aligned to us. We want to make real impact and find what we're good at. We want to have the confidence to speak up. Who in here wants to feel empowered? Like, who in here wants to feel like, okay, there is something in me and I can go and actually verbalize it and find resonance? Right now, how many of you guys have a voice that's been silenced for years? How many of you guys have a hidden story? How many of you guys feel like the work that you're doing on a daily basis doesn't fulfill you? It doesn't feel aligned. Then, is this where you want to be? Who in here wants to be known for who you actually are and everything that you've worked hard for? Who in here wants to create real impact in other people's lives and finally make content that you're proud of? You see, my storytelling frameworks, I just showed you six of them. You can get a lot more, but my life is too boring. I wish I knew what part of my story is worth sharing. I don't know how to build the right audience. I want to deliver you from all of these negative thoughts and insecurities that you have about yourself. And on the other side, I actually want you to be where I am, in a place where I can ultimately say that I've climbed Cringe Mountain and I can say the words that I did it, right? Be it, let's say it was nerve-wracking. I had a lot of hesitations. I was very insecure along the way. But ultimately, the storytelling frameworks make it easy. Do you believe in the storytelling frameworks now? Now that I've shown it to you like directly, do you believe that there's actual science behind it? There's actual repeated frameworks behind it? Do you think you would win with those frameworks yourself? Do you think if you had them at your disposal, it'd be possible? I just want you to think about, are you going to remain hidden or are you going to become a storyteller? Truly, I don't mean this in a way that feels trivial. Like, I want you to think about it deeply and take a second to ask, do you want to stay hidden? It might be 38 years in, and you might be thinking, I don't even remember the last time I had joy, like creative work. I don't remember the last time I actually touched into a passion of mine. For so long, you have actually hidden your stories and voice, and it's actually not even because of your own fault. A lot of the times, it's because for so long, every time you did speak up, somebody told you to be quiet. If you're a storyteller, though, can you show up scared? Can you share what you're actually good at and find those things that you're good at along the way and make people feel something? I was just in Nice, France. Anyone ever visit France? Anyone live in France by any chance? I went there with my girlfriend, and her and I were eating some ice cream together. It was on July 5th, and people recognized me, which is crazy to think because France isn't even near the top locations within my analytics. We sat there with a lot of people that recognized not only me, but the work that I did. So they knew about Creator College, my business. And what's the coolest thing ever is that they were repeating back to me the stories that I told online. They were telling the stories about Creator College, about how I was able to build this business from the ground up. They were able to tell me directly, and that was the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. So I sat down with them, and they were constantly saying things like, I can't wait to save up enough money to join Creator College. Now, to be fully transparent, my Creator College program has always been several thousands of dollars because it's been intensive hands-on. And so they were thinking, okay, I got to save up for it. And it made me think like, ah, shoot, maybe there are people all across the world that actually really need this stuff that I'm not able to serve at the moment. And it was actually in that conversation that one of them recommended I do a challenge. It was them. It wasn't even me. It was them in conversation like, why can't you just develop a program that they can do alongside me and do it in a challenge format? You see, then I posted on my Instagram stories like the day of, like literally it happened. Then I got onto my phone and started posting content about it on my stories. And I said, I need your opinion. Like if I ever did something like this, would you be in? I was telling people that I just sat down with 50 different people in France telling me that they knew about my content, they knew about Creator College, and they wanted a more accessible way to do this. And The answers were an astounding yes. So what did I do then? Well, I went on the most ridiculous sprint that I've been on. And basically, for the last 6 weeks, I have been spending 15 to 18 hours every single day trying to build something from the ground up. You see, this challenge never existed before. So I had to develop an entire curriculum. This is the curriculum. This is phase one of the curriculum. Do you see this notebook? This is literally the first rendition of the calendar that I posted a story about. And I asked people, do you want this? They actually said no for a lot of the things. So I'm like, shoot, I gotta go fix it. Let me change it. So this is me doing a second iteration of it. Then this is me on the whiteboard doing another iteration of it. And I'm just like constantly trying to make this the best thing possible. Now, also in the same breath, I have to convince my team that this is a good idea. At the same time, you can see my wonderful team here, but this is not planned at all within our year plan at all. So, like, I'm trying to convince them this is a good idea. And at the same time, I'm getting conflict with that. I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this work? I'm asking my people in the audience, like, what do we do about this? And I have such a hard head where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. So then I got on a call with my team. I tried to explain to them the curriculum from the ground up, started to convince them. And then my community made all the big decisions for me. Literally everything that's part of this challenge, they did. So I asked them, I said, what's the logo that you want? I asked them, I was like, what do you want in the curriculum? I said, do you want these videos? And they're like, yes. I'm like, all right, let me go film it. Okay, so do you like this calendar approach? Great, let me go film it. I even did a teased one small part of the challenge to 100 random people within my audience to see if they liked it. Then I went in and I started doing the whole thing was built in public. I'm gonna be fully honest. I never even wanted to call it the Storytelling Content Challenge. I thought it was gonna be called the Storytelling Sprint. But the audience, my community started making these decisions for me, and it was the coolest experience ever. I wanted to do it for my community. I wanted to make it accessible for them, so of course I was gonna build it alongside them. We had this final update here once everything was solidified. I had the 21-day duration, I had the amount of classes, I had all of this stuff, and everyone's like, all right, cool, we're in. Like this is the thing that we wanted. And ultimately, for 38 days, I built this entire thing from scratch in public. The whole thing was built entirely in public, and I got a chance to do it alongside my incredible community. And it has turned into one of the most viral challenges on the internet right now. It is called the Storytelling Content Challenge. It has taken the internet by storm, which I could have never imagined. And I want to explain a little bit about what it is. It is a 21-day posting challenge. Well, I'll be giving you these storytelling frameworks and these templates every single day. So today I handed you 6, but every single day I'm going to go focused onto one. So you can post that video and you can do it alongside me. I'm going to show you how I grew 5 million followers and built an 8-figure business. This is going to include every single day a lesson where I'm going to make it very, very short, so it's not going to waste your time. I'm going to have written prompts that will help you aid to tailor it towards your audience. So let's say you're a mom, or let's say you're a fitness coach, let's say you're a consultant, let's say you're a business owner or a teacher. I'm going to have like individual prompts for you so you have many examples to look at. And you're going to be doing it with a private global community to keep you accountable and motivated for the entire 3-week challenge. So let me break this down fully because last weekend I did a private invite only launch for my audience who built this with me. Of course I did because they're the ones that had this idea. We did it together. So I gave them the first initial chance at joining. And here's how they made it the most viral challenge that I've ever been a part of, that I've ever done. And it's one of the most viral challenges right now on the internet. Over 4,000, I think this is closer to 4,200 people now, but over 4,000 people from all different walks and stages of life. Like, look across here. These are all very, very, very different people saying, I'm in, I'm so excited, I'm in, I can't wait to start. I joined, I'm in, I can't wait to start. There's more. All these people from all different walks and stages of life, in different careers, in different industries, all committing to telling their stories. Like, this is crazy. If you go onto my Instagram, you click into the Storytellers highlight, you're going to see over 4,000 people that have decided to say yes to committing to their story. It's been the coolest thing ever. We have had over 106 countries, over 106 countries. Every inhabited continent, there's many people representing each. 106 different countries have joined the Storytelling Content Challenge. All united, whether they're people that are older, whether they're people that are younger, all reuniting to be able to say, I have a story to tell. I want to find empowerment in it. Let me go ahead and do it. Look at this. It's crazy. Like, what age group do you belong in? We have all different age groups. We have people that are doing this for the very first time at the age of 70, and we have people that have been a coach for 10 years at 37, and then we have people that are just coming fresh out of school. All these different people that are working together to build, again, an incredible community of storytellers. 51 different industries. 51 different industries. And this was not even planned. This wasn't even something that we thought was going to happen. But if you search up hashtag storytelling content challenge, which we didn't ask any of them to do this, they have now done this, and now it's like been a thing. And so now people are making content about the storytelling content challenge. And now we have over 4,200 people that are in this thing with us from all different walks and stages of life in every single continent. It's unbelievable. And I encourage you to watch some of those contents too. So this is what they're going to get. So this is the 21-day journey, the storytelling content challenge. Basically, first thing is that you're going to get immediate access to something called the toolkit, which has editing in it, which has idea generation in it, which has hook development in it. It has all the basics that you need to know to be a good creator. However, on August 22nd and 23rd, we're going to have 2 live calls, but they're going to be recorded. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern on August 22nd, 23rd. But again, they're going to be recorded. So even if you don't make it, you're going to have immediate access to it. But then August 24th, the challenge begins. And every single day, we're going to be releasing new content. Every single day, telling you exactly what to post, how to do it, like I did for you guys today. But instead of giving you 6 at once, I'll break down 1 at a time. Before the posting challenge begins, you are going to be receiving this. First, again, those live lessons. In these live lessons, I'm going to break it down significantly further. All the different layers to it. How do you do it for yourselves? I'll use your guys' content as examples, so it becomes very, very real for you. This will happen August 22nd and 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern. The Storyteller's Toolkit is something else that you can get immediate access to. And this covers the fundamentals of everything that you need to know. So from, let's say, how to film on your phone, like you don't need anything more than a phone to join, by the way. That's all you need. So you just need your phone and you need a story. We obviously said that you have a story. You definitely have a phone, so you're good to go. I'm going to show you how to film B-roll and how to build your own B-roll bank. That is going to introduce you to many different content formats. I'm going to give you things around mindsets. If you're struggling with, let's say, what is the right perspective on this stuff? How do I make sure I don't burn out? I cover all of those things as well. This is going to be accessible to you for lifetime. It's available to you for lifetime. So you have this, of course, but then you can have it forever. I'm never going to take it away from you. This is called the Storyteller's Toolkit, and you get it immediately upon signing up. Now, once your 21 days actually begin, this is what it looks like. You have daily lessons and prompts. So every single day, and I was looking forward to this slide specifically, but literally every single day, you will unlock a video, and the video will actually go over exactly what to post and why we're doing it. But if you're extremely busy and you can't watch this 6 to 10 minute video, I've done a written form as well, a written form in summary. And I do it templated for you so you can follow along the entire way through. So all you have to do is actually embed your story and you'll have a post for that day. So the challenge is through from August 24th for 21 days, and the final day is on September 13th. Every single week, we focus on a different type of content. That's going to be our first step together. So in that first week, we're going to be doing non-talking content, which is all about basically how do you maximize like this right sound choice. How do you maximize the right text? How are you going to maximize the right storyline? How do you make sure that it's engaging to people? And if you've ever done a non-talking video, they're much more consistent to get good viewership if you do them right. So this is all about getting new reach. Like I'm going to help you get new reach with 7 content pieces, basically new views, new followers, and things like that in week 1. Week 2, we're going to do talking videos because I'm going to show you how to deliver a script. I'm going to give you a script per day. I'm going to actually tell you exactly how to deliver it. I'm going to show you how to edit it. I'm going to show you exactly the music that you need in it. Every single bit of it. All you have to do is embed your own respective story, but I'm going to prompt it out for you. So you just have to fill in some answers. Then the third week, we're going to be going over carousels. So carousels are those pictures that we basically swipe through. And this is going to be the final format, but it's one of the most powerful formats today. And I have a partner at Instagram, and she has always said, in the past year at least, that carousels will continuously keep getting new reach. And that's going to be a new format for many of you to try. I'm going to break down exactly how to do that as well. Not only that, you're going to get some community and accountability. So inside of this challenge, you're going to get many different things, but one of the most important is that you're actually going to have people around you like this that are doing the challenge alongside you. So that is me. And this is a completely private community, and you're going to have an opportunity to make sure that you have new friends, to make sure that you have people that support you. Like, I think a really good way of putting this is, how many of you guys have literally zero creator friends, like local to you? Like, you don't have anyone that would understand what you're trying to do here. You would be looked at quite foreign for even trying this. Imagine you got 50 new followers, and those 50 new followers are all part of the challenge who are doing the exact same thing as you. And immediately in your comments, you had 50 positive comments of people saying they support you, they encourage you. That's what the challenge can actually deliver to you. The 21-day journey, in a quick summary point, looks like this. Immediately, you're going to get access to the toolkit. Then you're going to get the 2 live calls. Then the challenge will begin for 3 weeks, and every single week will be focused on a different type of content. At the very end, I'll also give out prizes too. So you'll walk away with not just theory, but 21 real pieces of content that help tell your story, share your skills and expertise, and allow you to make content that makes you feel very confident. But because you're here with us and because you've been with me for the last 2 hours, I want to do something special for you. I want to give you 3 content fundamental resources as bonuses. The first one is called the unscrollable first post. I'm actually going to break down the most viral formats today of August 2026 in written form. So this is something that you can actually print out if you'd like. And this will allow you to give your first introductory post. You can actually even pin this post if you want as well. It's going to get you started on the right foot. The second is going to be the silent film storytelling playbook. The silent film storytelling playbook is basically the thing that you just saw with that Skyfall video, but I'm going to break down every bit of detail and deliver upon how you would do it per your own experience and background. So it'll have some written prompts for you to fill out as well. And I'm going to show you exactly how I've done that video that has got me 100 million views across all of my posts. Both of these are normally worth $596, but I'm going to give both to these for free. And this third one that I really like is called the Viral Vault for Storytelling, where I'm going to do a full breakdown of my top 5 personal favorites that have converted into the most amount of followers for me. And so basically, I'm going to show you all of my previous posts that have converted into the most new followers. So I'm going to show you what are the highest converting posts today and break them down exactly so you can fill them out for yourselves. Normally $596 as well, and you would get them for free. So all 3 of them are $596 individually. I'm going to package all of that completely for free for joining today. Not only that, I'm going to give you a 4th bonus called Stories That Sell. This will be a free bonus lesson with me on how to turn story-led content into actual revenue without ever sounding like a sales pitch. So I'm going to show you then how these stories actually turn into a product. How do you develop IP? How do you ultimately sell something? And this is a completely free bonus for you as well, which is normally worth $596. And I'm going to do it in a recorded fashion so that you don't have to attend live. You can do it if you're extremely busy. You'll still have that resource for lifetime too. So looking at those bonuses alone, each one of them being $596, you're going to get those for free. But let's actually see the amount of value that you're about to receive. By the way, all of these are lifetime access. I'll never strip them for you. You can have them forever. I want to talk about the core challenge, which includes 1 live lesson with me on the storytelling framework, normally worth $1,999. Then you have another live lesson with me on storytelling arcs, which is normally worth $1,999. Then you have 21 daily teachings and tactics on what to post, normally worth $596. You have the Storyteller's Toolkit, normally worth $596. You have the private community and daily accountability, normally worth $996. And you have lifetime access to every single bit of this, every single bit of it, which would also be worth $996. So the total value of the challenge, the total value of all of this is $9,566. But I'm also going to throw in something called the AI storytelling coach. I have 3 pages, and all of them include prompts. And basically, you're going to paste this into Claude, and it'll become your new storytelling coach. But you see, AI should never write your stories for you because the moment it does, it stops becoming yours. What it will do, however, is help you find them. It's going to go from safe to real to raw. It's going to help you actually turn that into 3 Ps and then ultimately a script that you can deliver upon. So it's still your story, but you're using this prompt to help you with it. And this is normally worth $596, and you'll receive it completely for free. So then if we stack that as well, then that 596 puts the total at $10,162 worth of value. One more thing though, I want to give you the most valuable and exclusive lifetime playbook from me that has always been reserved for my one-on-one clients, but you guys are actually going to receive it for joining the Storytelling Content Challenge. And if you had joined before, I am going to give it to you as well. So don't worry. Everyone that has joined already, I will definitely give this to you because this is unbelievable. Basically, everything that I'm about to teach you within the challenge, I will actually do it in written form as well that has space for you to write out answers to prompts that you can then deliver into content. So this becomes your playbook that follows along every single lesson, every single video, so you know exactly how to do it. So this is what it's going to look like. So you can have things that ask you questions between safe, real, raw. You're going to be able to fill it in for each of your ideas. You're going to have content examples that are broken down. You're going to also have the storytelling wheel and tell you exactly how to apply it for yourself. We're going to also give you space to write notes throughout the process. So this playbook of yours becomes the holy grail so that you know exactly what to do and you never miss out on a single bit of detail. This, again, is normally reserved for my one-on-one clients, and it goes for $5,449. And I'm actually going to add this to the Storytelling Content Challenge completely for free. So that's like a no-brainer. Okay, that's like the cherry on top, the thing that I think will absolutely blow you away. So the total value of this challenge comes out to be $15,661. The total value of this challenge comes out to be $15,661. But you're not paying $15,661. You see, the public price, the full price starting on August 21st will actually be $549. However, if you do decide to join us today, you'll receive even $200 off of that and only need to pay $349 for all of this. For everything that I've now just mentioned, you can get for just $349. That's it. $349 and you'll get access to all of it. There's also a chance to win $8,499 worth of prizes at the end of the 21 days. So in summary, the 2 live lessons with me, the 21 days of daily drops, daily teachings, which are recorded. If you miss any of the days, it's totally fine. You can pick up on where you last left off. You can do this at your own pace, 100% fine. The 21 days of daily teachings, the Storyteller's Toolkit, which breaks down editing, formats, hooks, and more. The 3 content guides, the unscrollable first post, the silent film storytelling playbook, and the viral vault. The private community, the AI storytelling coach, the stories that sell, the prize is worth $8,499, and the ultimate content playbook you'll receive not for $15,661, but just $349 if you invest today. That's it. You get access to all of this for just $349 if you invest today. The cool part about this is we actually have done this in a way that's not going to overwhelm you. There's a lot coming your way, but the best part is the first thing that you'll unlock is going to be called the toolkit. So you'll have access to that. And then on August 22nd, everything else will unlock for you. So all things will unlock as the challenge ensues so that you're not like fully overwhelmed with everything. But basically, you're going to get all of it, but you'll get it alongside us in real time so that you know how to actually use it. Plus, lifetime access to all lessons, prompts, resources, and recordings so you can restart your own 21 days whenever you want. So even if you're extremely busy and you think, oh, but I'm not going to be able to make it because I have a trip or something like that, or because I'm going to be busy for this season or because of work, You can join right now. You can get access to all of this. It's meant for busy people, and you can take it at your own pace. So if you miss a few days, if you miss week one, Thursday through Sunday, there is no penalty. You just come back and you pick up on where you last left off, and you'll have this material forever, so you can keep restarting your 21 days whenever you want. So coming out of this, you're going to feel incredibly confident. You're going to have literally 21 posts where you don't have to overthink a single thing. You don't have to overthink at all, a bit of it at all. And you just go ahead, you know exactly what to post. And ultimately, you're going to be doing it alongside me and an incredible community together too. So if you want the core challenge with the 2 live lessons, the 21 days of teaching, the private community, the Storyteller's Toolkit, the bonuses, the 3 content guides, the stories that sell, the Storyteller AI coach, the Anatomy of a Scroll Stopping Hook Masterclass, you're going to receive that for $349. You can have the QR code here. Like, this is the opportunity. Like, everything that I've been conjuring up is right here in front of you. Everything, right? Everything from having your voice be hidden, from everything about constantly being told not to speak up for yourself. Every single time that you have actually hidden your real desires, it's like the thing that you have inside of you that you can tap into. I'm telling you, you don't have to wait to be somebody. You already have those lived experiences, and that is the asset. Now, that's your job to come and show up. I can help you extrapolate that into story posts every single day. You're going to post it, be proud of it, feel aligned to it, and think about everything that ensues after this. One, you're going to have 21 posts. But two, you're going to finally understand a method that works for you. It's not about like, oh, you should teach this topic when it has nothing to do with you. It's not about niching down. It's not about going ahead and choosing an industry. It's not about using specific hashtags. It's like you. You don't even have to be an incredible editor. I will literally walk you through how you can do this just on your phone and just showing up. You will have those templates to utilize. And I think that there is nothing better than putting your story out there, finding your own community, and finding confidence in that. This is the real impact that we ultimately want to have. I've also done something where you can actually do a payment plan if you would like to. And so you could do $199 by 2. And so that just means basically you'll pay $199 today, you'll get access to the Storytelling Content Challenge, and the second payment of $199 would be due on August 20th. That's it. So if you want to join today, you can join for as low as $199. Another attempt to make this as accessible as possible for you. That means, again, you can join us right here with this QR code. This is your chance to join us within the Storytelling Content Challenge. And I think we're going to have an incredible, incredible time together. So you can have the core challenge, the bonuses, the exclusive perks. Again, not for the $15,661 of value, but 96% off. And all you have to do is pay $349 or do the installment plan and join us for as low as $199. If you're ready to join, again, I hope that you are. And I want to do one more thing. I'm actually going to offer a 100% money back guarantee. 100%. I'm promising you, because if you think about it, right, the whole thing of this has been to find your tribe, to find your community. It's not about going viral, but it's about finding your first 100 people, your first 500 people, your first 1,000, your first 5,000, your first 10,000. You see, I'm guaranteeing you in total, over 21 days, you will have 10,000 views. Within those 21 days, you will get 10,000 views. That means 10,000 people all across the world will know your story, will actually find rapport and trusted connection with you, and you'll have that impact that you've always desired. There's no way that you're going to be able to do that in your day-to-day lives. It's through content and being able to scale that trust with just one post. If you don't get 10,000 views in the 21 days, I'll return 100% of your investment. Every single dollar I'll return. This is how it works. All you have to do is just show up. So you show up, do the 21 days, the 21 posts, as instructed by me in the daily drops. You're going to follow the lessons, you're going to watch them, and show up daily all the way till the end of the challenge. You're going to share your content on Instagram with the challenge hashtag, and you're going to show up in the community for your fellow storytellers throughout the challenge. That's it. If you do that, I guarantee you'll find that impact. I guarantee you'll find your tribe. I guarantee that you're going to have 10,000 views in total across the 21 days. This is who's already within the Storytelling Content Challenge. The Storytelling Content Challenge is officially here. And this is how many people signed up.
My name is Abacus Finch.
I'm Tracy.
My name's Kyle.
My name is Eddie.
I'm Janine Ann.
My name is Amy.
My name is Randy.
I've joined the 21-day Storytelling Content Challenge with June Yu and Creator College.
About 15 months ago, this creator, June Yu, created this thing called Creator College.
And the Creator College team is running a 21-day challenge to tell your story.
I could not have hit that purchase button fast enough.
I'm joining this challenge with June Yu and Creator College. I have a story to tell that is still teaching me something.
I just joined June's Storytelling Challenge.
I've decided to spend the next 21 days telling the story I've spent years trying not to tell.
I already see amazing results in my mindset, in how I plan content, in how I see content.
My life was like really boring. I realized that I really want to grow as a content creator.
I joined the Storytelling Challenge to get better at sharing my journey.
I want to learn how to tell the story of my 50+ years in a way that helps women.
I have so many stories to share.
We can always use a refresher, learning new skills, learning new formats.
I'm on a mission to master storytelling in my content.
Through this journey, I've learned tools to help me get unstuck, perspective shifts that help me get going again.
And I joined June's Storytelling Challenge because I'm in the middle of rebuilding my life.
Now I'm rebuilding my life as a mom of two whilst building my dream beauty brand.
Connect with other creators who are pushing their boundaries and to keep my own momentum and energy up.
What I want to do is master story style reels.
I discovered that I had lost the most important person in my life, myself.
I want to dive deep into storytelling.
I joined this challenge to become a more effective communicator.
People follow people, not a niche.
I think stories are how we learn. That's how I learn.
I just want to use this opportunity to improve my storytelling since I've been struggling for years to just post consistently and putting myself out there.
Now I want to learn the right techniques to make my stories more authentic, relatable, and inspiring for the others.
I've posted every day for the past 334 days. I could post again 21 days in a row with this guy's help.
I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to see what they have to teach us now.
I'm really excited. This is a little thing I did for myself, and I can't wait to work with June and his team again.
Every single one of these people, these beautiful faces, are all very different. Some of these people have never taken a chance on themselves. Some of them are 50 years old and older. Some of these folks are 30 years old becoming a coach for the very first time. Some of these people are new parents. Some of these people are just lost in life and have no idea what to do with their content. Some of these people have never, ever shared their stories, and now they're joining this challenge and actually taking that first step. And it's the coolest thing because when these people come together, they find home, they find community. Like that's the thing that we're trying to build here. Like all of these people who come from completely different backgrounds, how the heck are they reuniting? How can somebody in all these different continents come together and actually do the same thing? It's because we're all connected through stories. Like every single one of these people are going to inspire me. Every single one of these people that are going to do the challenge are going to inspire you. And that's the beauty behind this. Like I encourage you. If right now you're on the fence of joining the Storytelling Content Challenge, I want you to think about those voices inside of your head. What doubt is it in your brain? And think about how much of that is actually boiled into reality. Imagine how much of that goes away immediately when you get clarity around exactly what to post and how to show up. Imagine what it looks like when you have an entire community supporting you. Imagine what it looks like when you join, you get immediately 100 new followers from people that are supporting you. Imagine having that support. Imagine having that accountability. Imagine this idea that every single day we're going to be on calls together. If you want to be, and you can go ahead and learn from one another. You can ask questions. If someone else wins, imagine the opportunity to be like, wait, how did you do that? And this person not being like, oh, no, don't ask me a question, but being like, yeah, here you go. Like, go and do this thing. For a lot of us, we have never been in a spot where we have a community to actually do this stuff with. And that gives us all these voices in our head saying that it's not good enough, that we're not good enough. And this is what I'm trying to deliver you out of. And that's what the Storytelling Content Challenge is all about. Like this whole thing is quite intimate for me. This whole thing is quite personal because ultimately I've had this dream of always developing a safe place for my audience to be themselves. And I think we've done it here with the Storytelling Content Challenge. I'm being told that now we have well eclipsed over 4,400 of you guys in it. And I just can't wait to see more of you guys partake within this challenge together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me go through a few of your questions. You're promising money back. Will I actually see views on my own page? Let me go through it. So first we have the wonderful Anna. So Anna is a student who grew 4,000 followers with only 2 reels as a beginner creator. Then we have someone like Charlie, who has actually grown 64,000 followers in just 2 months. And then we had someone like Lucy, an artist and painter, who gained 800 followers from a single talking head reel. Then we have Brian, a dad, who reached 871,000 views on a non-talking storytelling piece of content. This could be you, all normal people, all not people that have tremendous successes in their lives, but people that have been willing to share their stories, and they've got an opportunity to do that with the right formats. I've never talked on camera. Will it work for me? Of course. Anna, a cancer researcher who is literally at Oxford right now and spends majority of her time within a lab, got 10 million views with a talking head video. Or someone like Yassine who got 903,000 views by talking about his journey. Or someone like Nelly, a foodie and travel enthusiast who got 3.6 million views. We have Brie, a business coach who generated over 1.5 million views. We have Dr. Christine, who had multiple viral videos. And then we also have Charlie, a tech employee who started with 167 followers and now has 65,000 followers. Look at all the differences in backgrounds. All people who had no confidence showing up online learned that their stories were important, stopped trying to be somebody else, and then ultimately learned how to build their own respective communities. Now they have that impact. Have you ever thought that you don't ever want to do this alone? Have you ever thought to yourself that there's no one around you that understands what is it that you want out of life? Nobody who actually wants to take a chance on yourself. Nobody that seemingly believes in you. Maybe even the people closest to you are the ones that aren't supporting you. Maybe the people like your family, like your friends, are the people that look at you and you're worried about the passive aggressive statements and are going to think that you're doing something that's not serious enough. If you have ever worried about how will I get the attention, the right attention, this is how. What we're going to have within the Storytelling Content Challenge is an accountability partner. And if you elect to, you can enter, you can join, and we have people that, let's say, are joining based on location. We have people in Australia, for example. We have people that are sharing similar goals, similar age groups, or people that want to support one another. We have advanced creators going with more beginner creators. Like, you can find all these respective people, and there's space for you to find literally one person that's going to go ahead and show up with you every single day. And you're going to have these live calls that you can enter and do this alongside. So you can go ahead and join this. It'll look like this. And basically, if you look at my screen, you'll see the Hangout call. Every single one of these are people that are joining calls that are just with each other every single day, just working together, being accountable with one another. That's the type of community that you're going to be a part of. You can get support from people on the exact same journey as you. So if you're struggling, right, maybe you don't have something to post that day. Maybe you're not inspired that day. You have an opportunity to learn from somebody and go ahead and say, here we go. Like you have an idea, like, let me hear it from you. Let me go ahead and back and forth with you. What do you think about this idea? Oh, you do like this, or let me try it this way. You get to work with one another and bounce these ideas from people that might be on the exact same stage as you, people that are a bit more advanced than you, with a lot of learning opportunity. And you can finally be in the right room. All of this, the 2 live lessons, the 21 daily teachings, the Storyteller's Toolkit, the private community, the content guides, the ultimate content playbook, the AI storytelling coach, the stories that sell, all of this, and worth up to $10,758, you can receive for a fraction of that, just $349, and you'll join that. You can join all of us at the Storytelling Content Challenge. If you think right now that no one wants to hear your story and you're like, are people actually going to care about this? Every single one of these people that I'm about to show you had the exact same fear. You see, this fear of being seen, the fear of being cringed, the fear of being visible is not inherently unique to you. It's actually the badge that you got to wear to get into this world of social media, because we're so in our own heads all the time. We overthink about everything. So Nicole came in, had the same exact fears. She learned, and this was a student of mine, and now she was able to get 3 million views. Jake and Shay, who shared their life stories and got 600,000 views as a couple. Kaven, who was talking about basketball-led content, and he had just 55 followers. He didn't want to show up at line. He didn't even want to show his face at all. But he did. He showed up and he got 300,000 view reels. And he's talking about his perspective, his story as he's becoming a basketball player. Or Boxy, who had been burnt out for a long time, reached 3 million views and gained 2.4 thousand followers with this post again. So if you're somebody that has ever tried content before, maybe you've even tried other courses before, Like this is going to be completely different. This is not a course. This is for you every single day to know exactly what to post. And I'm going to teach you the fundamentals to ensure that you know how to edit on your phone, that you know how to capture footage, and you can turn out to be exactly like my students, right? You can actually start to get your first wins, find that love once again for the work that you used to enjoy. We have Nicole who had viral talking videos and she had like literally zero posts beforehand. She starts talking about parenting because that's what excites her in her life at the moment. She had done that and she ultimately started getting hundreds of thousands of new views, thousands of new followers on a weekly basis. That's what happens when you think you have a boring story, but you learn the exact right way to tell it, and then you find your people, and that's ultimately how you grow the right audience. Like that's the whole entire goal. Abigail, another mom here, got multiple viral videos sharing her story, and she only had 3.8 thousand followers to start with, and ultimately left with thousands of new people. If you think your industry is too niche and will it work for you? Absolutely, right? We had Uni, a nursing student who started a brand new page, posted a talking head reel about her story, and gained her 7,000 new followers overnight. 7,000 new followers overnight just starting as a student. She started a brand new account. Or someone like Arpitha, a chef who gained 1,000 followers with a single post by sharing her story. Or Rich and Debbie, parents who grew 4,500 followers with just 10 posts. Or Lucky, a DJ who grew 400 followers with a single talking head reel in 24 hours. Like all people that thought there's no way that people are going to be caring about the job that I do, about the work that I do, and was able to find their stories in it and then ultimately develop businesses behind it, right? Find new clients for it, find new people to coach, find new potential people to sign up for their events and things of that nature. So again, you can join us within the Storytelling Content Challenge. This is it. Like, I don't know how to overly express this, but this is going to be the coolest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. I don't mean to be dramatic about this, but the Storytelling Content Challenge is basically the mirage of all of my experiences and skills. And for the first time, these teachings are becoming accessible to all of you. For the very first time, I'm coming out with a program that isn't thousands of dollars, but 349, an opportunity for you to learn. It's the very first time that I'm developing something that I'm actually doing alongside you publicly. It's for the very first time I'm actually developing the community that I've ever you know what I can even show you. Like I had done this, and this wall, that wall is literally every single person that has joined the Storytelling Content Challenge. Like, if you don't believe that this is personal, if you don't believe that this is about to be the best experience that you've ever had, this is my office space. Like, every single day, I am putting up new names on here. Every single day, I come in here and I do another post note and I put a name of a person. Every single day, we have people from all across the world. Benjamin Pruitt, Lola, we have people like Bernal, we have people like Jenny and Kim, we have people that are doing couples accounts, creating content about their training journeys. We have people that are talking about their businesses, trying to get more clients, being able to tell their stories respectively, starting to actually develop a personal brand for the first time and not a business theme page. For the very first time, these folks are doing something for themselves. And I think it's the coolest thing that I've ever been a part of. If you're somebody that's being in this state where you don't necessarily think it is for you, I want you to think again. Every single one of them had the exact same thoughts, like, oh, I don't want to be seen. Oh, I don't want to be visible. I'm worried about what my friends and family are going to think about me. People have said that I could potentially do content before in my past, but then I never actually took the chance on it. Now I feel like I'm behind. Like all of these people have gone through the exact same thing as you. People that are 6 years old, people that are 23 years old, people that are 37. And ultimately, us together are doing this challenge. And this is what it's all about. Like, every single day having an opportunity to work alongside you and make sure that you feel seen, make sure that you have a story to be told is the goal here. And I hope that you find your own respective voice. I hope that you actually understand that this isn't just meant, this is not like a gift. It's not that the most elite, the most talented, the most successful people have this opportunity. It's at your disposal on this phone of yours. You get a chance to actually join the Storytelling Content Challenge and build something that you're proud of. And I really hope that you decide to go ahead and take a chance on yourself. I want to go through some questions that I know that you guys have and break this down further for you. Many of you guys think your life is too boring. Many of you guys think that you live too much of a mundane, ordinary life. And many of you guys are starting from complete zero. Let me address this head on. What you think is boring is because it's become a routine. It's become something that you do on a regular basis. But that also means that you could throw a rock and hit somebody in your vicinity that is also doing the same things, that are experiencing the same things. But it's up to you then to cultivate meaning out of it. So it's not about living a more special life. It's not about traveling more or making more money. It's not about having a cooler job or a fancier car. It's not about waiting to get the promotion and then making content. It's about having your boring, quote unquote, life, your ordinary life, and finding meaning in the smallest moments, finding meaning in the things you love, finding meaning in your culture, finding meaning in your age, your wisdom, finding meaning in what you do as a working professional, what you find meaning in terms of your family, like finding meaning in your own so-called and whatever goal you ultimately have for this, right? It's about finding meaning in those things. Now, for you, lucky for you, I'm going to help you find that meaning, right? So I'm going to work alongside you to make sure you're extracting it, put in the right formats that ultimately you can grow with it. So this is meant for people also that are from pure ground zero. Like if you've never posted a piece of content, this is for you. If you've never edited a piece of content, I literally sit there, right? Like when I say that I built it for you, I mean it. I sit there editing a piece of content from scratch, showing you the entire tutorial, like on my phone, on literal CapCut. I just screen record and I show you the entire thing of how I edit a video so that you don't have to overthink it. I show you where I get B-roll, how I film it, and all things like that, every bit of it. But that's the whole goal of the Storytelling Content Challenge. If you're from the pure ground zero, do not worry, I'll help you do it. And I promise you, you do not need a success story. In fact, content that's in the journey perspective, someone that's trying to reach a new success or a new goal, even that is incredibly powerful content. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Like, don't wait, because if you make it now, one, you do it the right way. Don't wait. Because if you go ahead and you do this and you try learning from all the free information online, all the things that tend to be like, it's crazy because you'll hear from somebody on one topic, another person that you scroll will say the exact same thing in a different way. And you're like, wait, do they agree with each other or do they disagree with each other? It becomes overwhelming. You can build it the right way from the ground up. You don't have to waste any time. You don't have to waste any effort. And I really do think that you would benefit at pure zero, growing an audience that's fully aligned to you. I think telling your story is the easiest way to grow 10,000 followers. I think telling your story is the easiest way to find resonance with your audience and to build a community that you really enjoy. So absolutely. What help do we get on what to post? Every single day, I will do the whole thing that we did today, which is like a template. I'll show you exactly how to place your story in it. Then I'll have written prompts to help discover, based on who you are, your background, and your audience, and who you want to serve, exactly what you should make that day. Like scripts, formats, templates, every bit of it is going to be handed to you. All you have to do is be willing to embed your story inside of it. And then we're going to be doing it together. So of course, if you're afraid, you're going to have your accountability partner to hold you and to make sure that all of you have a successful process. So absolutely, this is for you. Which one to post from? Should I post on my personal account or my business account? Here we're talking about personal brands. So I'm not talking about a business page at all here. So in fact, I would encourage you to start a personal page. And it's because people buy into people. Even if you think about my business, right? Was it the Creator College's Instagram or was it my personal brand that got people to join the Storytelling Content Challenge? It's my page. It's my association. My business page is meant for testimonials. It's meant to disclose new updates, new features. But my personal brand is the thing that drives traffic to my business page. So if right now you're just doing a business page, the reason why you're not growing, it's not because you suck at content. It's because you're making the wrong thing. If you built a personal brand and then funneled the traffic into your business page, both of them would grow. So if you don't even have a personal account yet, you'll make one. You're going to make one from day one, and you're going to have the opportunity to build this from scratch. So you're going to be totally fine. How will 3Ps work for a product on my page? So ultimately, what you're going to do is based on what it is that you're selling. So let's say that you're selling a wedding service in your wedding planner. What you're going to do is you can tell stories about one, why you decided to become a wedding planner. Two, tell stories about potentially the work you did for your clients. Three, talk about your actual process behind the work, like why you make certain decisions. Why do you have these steps and protocols in your entire service package? That why is the thing that's going to make people buy into you. And I'm going to help you do that. So that's the thing that's ultimately going to sell. So like, for example, if I searched up wedding planner on Instagram, I'm going to see 250 wedding planners in my local region. Why the heck would I choose you? However, if I saw your perspective, if I saw your opinion, if I saw your method, if I understood your background, you immediately become someone I want to work with. I want to give you money. And so that's the whole idea. You're going to be doing this underneath your personal name on a personal brand. If you have to start a new account, that's totally fine as well. And I think it's important to recognize that there is no better way to have top of funnel attention. Like, you business owners are so good at bottom of funnel stuff. You're so good at positioning yourself. You're so good at being able to convert people. But right now you have like 3,000 followers, right? Like you don't have attention. You have maybe 12,000 followers and barely any engagement on your posts. But if you did the personal branding through storytelling, if you got people to buy into you, people can see themselves in your experience, why you became a wedding designer, why you became a real estate agent, why you became a coach, why you did these certain things. People start to understand the inner workings of how you operate, and people want to buy into you. Storytelling has been around for generations. Like, think about Coca-Cola, think about Nike. What is the feeling or impression that you get out of it? And they use people, representatives, to actually go ahead and disclose that. You get to do that for your own businesses and your own services. So personal branding, like Alex Hormozy, there's a reason why he does the content that he does. There's a reason why Shelby Sapp does the content that she does. There's a reason why all of your favorite people that have businesses do the same things. I just sat down with the co-founder of Mind Valley. If you know Mind Valley, and we sat down because he was on my podcast, and it was him talking about how if you don't build a personal brand today as a business owner, like, you'll never make it. Because the honest truth is that there's too much competition. There's too much saturation. The only way to stand out is to be human. While everything else in our world right now is going anti-human and becoming more AI driven, if you can become human, you immediately separate yourself from a crowded feed. And so he's talking about, as a Mind Valley founder, right? Somebody that is in charge of hundreds of millions of dollars. When he shows up in the content, everything about his business conversion rates go up. Everything, even email open rates go up. Even ad conversions go up. Everything you can imagine, content engagement goes up because he's the founder and people buy into people. And that's what you should be doing on your own personal branding page. You can start a completely new account. That's totally fine. And ultimately, you can build it from scratch with us. We obviously still have a lot more to come with the good versus bad storytelling content and more Q&A. I want to talk about this question as well. Will this challenge help you get more clients and make more money? And I want to really drive this home because I can show you real proof of this. Erica, a coach who was not getting clients, by the way, she had actually been plateaued and losing followers. Through storytelling, she grew her audience another 10,000 followers and got 10 paid high-ticket coaching clients through her content, just organically, pure organic. Why? Because once she started telling her story of why she became a Latina coach and speaker, all of a sudden people started to buy into her. And therefore, when she started to sell things, people are like, oh, I want to learn from Erica Cruz versus somebody else because I find her to be someone I'm willing to champion. I see myself in her. I want to root for her. And that's the goal ultimately. Or Mike, who joined and was like, but I want brand deals. Like, can I do storytelling at brand deals? I'm like, of course, that's what every brand wants. Brands want faces to tell stories about their product. That's it. That's what these brand deals are all about. Mike got a collaboration with DJI because of his storytelling content. Valentina made $10,000 from our digital product and brand deals. $10,000 by storytelling. So she was offering these services of UGC work. She started services around her digital product where she was helping people market her world of different digital product businesses. So that's where her world is. She started telling her story, and all of a sudden she grew followers. All of a sudden people started to buy into her. All of a sudden she's making more money. But also what's really cool is if you do this effectively, you don't even have to convert as much. Like, you don't have to do as many conversion posts. Right now, you might be selling all the time. She doesn't do that anymore, right? She can do it once per week, and immediately she gets buyers because people want to buy from her. It's because of her story. Or someone like Mal, who sold 17 offers organically in her content. And even just one piece of content generated $2,000 in affiliate earnings. That's what storytelling does. People want to buy into you, buy into the products that you use, buy into your services, your offers. Ultimately, she was able to sell 17 offers doing that. If you're somebody thinking, but June, I've never done this before, there's no way that I can post daily. I don't know how I would edit in time. I don't know if I have any of the bandwidth for it. Let me introduce you to a few people. We have someone named Miriam Becky who posted daily for 30 days straight, and got 105,000 views while having a full-time job, while having a busy life, while still being able to show up for her family, while still being able to show up for her passions. She just added this because she's only spending 15, 25 minutes a day, and she's able to make a content piece because she knows the templates. She knows exactly how to execute it by telling her story as well. Then Samantha, a gut health coach, posted daily, sometimes twice a day. And look at her views. In just a short period of time, 42,000 total views, 1.8 thousand interactions, 174 new followers. Or someone like Samantha here as well, a digital nomad, posted for 21 days. Here we have Iman, who has been able to post for 30 days, or Letitia, who had been able to post for 37 days. Every single one of them had the exact same concern as you. I don't know how to edit. I think I need more equipment, but you don't need any of that. You just need your phone and you just need a story to tell. And I'm going to help you find the story. And I bet you have a phone. So you're going to be totally fine to join us at the Storytelling Content Challenge. Like, this is cool. Like, this is like everyone's greatest fears. The thing is like right now, everything that you're feeling right now, you think it's a sign that you're doing something wrong, that this isn't the right time for it. But it's actually a sign that you're exactly on the right track. Every successful person that you look up to, there's nothing different between you and them. The only thing different is that they were willing to make a decision when they didn't feel ready. They just made the decision to be ready. And over time, they've gotten so much distance from you because they're actually having so much compounding results. And that's what you're going to see here. If you decide to join us, you're going to learn so much and your skills can get so much better. Maybe day 4 feels a little shaky. Day 7 feels a little shaky. But by day 18, by day 17, by day 21, as you go on after the challenge, like, you're gonna have these resources for lifetime. You can continuously be a learner, and it's literally $349 for $15,000 worth of value. What more could you need as a sign to say that this is the thing for you to join? I hope that you think of this as an investment for your own future outcome. Here's everyone who joined even yesterday alone. We have Return to Sovereignty LaShawn Woods. We have Jennifer West. We have Monique. We have Stephen Tran. We have Jacqueline Castro. We have Dr. Reeve. We have Marta, Amanda. We have Michelle. We have Sam. We have Gulam. We have Carolyn, Jared, Tricia, David, Timo, Jamie. We have Tim. We have Coach Kinsey. We have Midlife Strength, another coach. But everyone's starting at different spots. This person's about to hit 10,000 followers, 40,000 followers. But this person has 550 followers. This has 140 followers. This person has 133 followers. This person has 616, right? 55 followers, brand new account. So you can go ahead and do this from scratch alongside us. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so here at the Storytelling Content Challenge. So again, for the 2 live lessons, the 3 content guides, the ultimate content playbook, the AI storytelling coach, the stories that sell, the private community, the storyteller's toolkit, the 21 days of daily teaching, you do not have to pay the $15,000. You can join this for just $349 if you invest with us today. Does storytelling actually sell? Will I get clients, leads, and sales from my storytelling content I post during the challenge? Of course, it's fundamentally how you do top of funnel. It's fundamentally how you get people to buy into you. Like, the easiest way that I can think about this is like, what is a product that you've bought in your life? What is a service or offer that you had bought? And think about why you had bought it. Probably because maybe word of mouth, maybe a referral, maybe you've heard their content, maybe it was an ad of theirs, maybe you like them. But at the end of the day, what happened is that you trusted them. You trusted them enough to pay money to them. It's not as if there aren't other experts in the space. Of course there are. I'm moving right now. I'm going and relocating. And right now there are like 100 moving companies I could go through. I chose one person out of like 34 calls because I liked the person. It's not as if they didn't offer the same services. Of course they did. But I liked the person. I had a feeling, an association with that person. It's trust. But ultimately, building trust with word of mouth and constantly telling people one-to-one is very difficult. It's exhausting. The only other option that you have are paid ads, and that's expensive. But right now, with an organic post completely free for you, you can have one storytelling post that scales your trust to thousands of people all across the world that could potentially buy from you. That is storytelling. It's building trust. And whether you have something to sell or you don't have something to sell, it's totally fine. Because ultimately, if you even want brand deals, for example, you're building the right audience. No matter if you're going to sell something of your own or you're selling someone else's product through a brand deal, ultimately you need trust and you need the right audience. The best way you can do that, the most honest and earnest way that you can do that is through storytelling because you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to do a ton of research. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You can literally just speak to your younger self version of you. And ultimately, you can go and build that kinship, build that right audience, and be able to post content that builds a business behind it too. Is it embarrassing to share a story in front of competitors when I'm an entrepreneur? It's up to you to choose the right stories, right? So, like, let's say you're a relationship coach. If you're a relationship coach, you obviously don't want to make content about how you're a sucky partner. But maybe what you do want to say is because of this past month and you pouring so much into your clients, you've realized it's made you feel less present in your relationships. And now you're trying to gain an awareness of it and you're actually using your methods. And now you've actually turned that into another healthy moment for both you and your partner. So you could share that story. It feels real, it feels human, it feels honest, and ultimately it builds your trust. You could tell, let's say if you're a real estate agent, yes, you're not going to tell a story about how you screwed over a client, but you could tell a story about how you became a real estate agent. And ultimately, it drives a lot of passion for you because you love meeting people. You love presenting a home, a dream home of theirs. You love making that connection. So if you told those stories, you feel real and it builds your credibility and you stand apart from your competition. So it's about choosing those right stories to tell, and you're definitely going to have that within the Storytelling Content Challenge. If you're someone not comfortable oversharing, do not worry. So this isn't about making trauma-based content by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even about you needing to talk about any struggle if you don't want to talk about a personal struggle in that way. It could even be a big ambition, right? So let's say for me, I had a big ambition to build the Storytelling Content Challenge, and that's going to be hard. There's no way I'm going to build this really cool idea or product without me going through a lot, right? So I'm showcasing that. It's not necessarily me trauma baiting about my past, but it's talking about an ambition of mine, right? So you can choose whichever stories you want to respectively tell. You just got to find meaning in them. How can I tell my story without naming other people or confidential info? So when you tell stories, it's not about other people. It's about your own evolution. It's about your own maturation. It's about your own mental, physical, and spiritual transformation. So let's say if you are telling content about a breakup, for example, that is really hard, right? So maybe you went through a divorce or something like that. You obviously don't want to put the other person into your content. You might not even want to put your family or your kids at all in that content, but good for you. You don't need to. You see, you could tell the exact same story, but focus it on your own perspective. So maybe it's this idea of never standing up for yourself, and now you have stood up for yourself and you become more confident. Maybe it's this idea of finally putting your own needs first. So you made the decision, and now you lead a life that's more aligned to you. Maybe it's something along the lines of you actually having a dream of yours to start a family, so you decide to do so, but it's taught you so much about how you are as a man or as a woman or whatever. You can do this entirely on your own perspective. So if you look at my content, for example, you might know that I have a girlfriend. You might know that I have a dad. You might know that I have a sister and brother, but you don't know anything about them. You don't know their names. You don't necessarily know how old they are. You don't know what they do for work. And that's intentional because all my story-led content is about how I've evolved from that circumstance. And that's how you can actually tell really good stories without putting anyone under the bus. That's the goal. Will I show you how to make content? Literally, yes, every single day. I will literally walk you through how you edit, how you script a post. I'm going to give you a template for it as well. So all you have to do is follow it. And I'm going to show you how you can embed your own story into it. So I'll prompt you for it and things like that. So it'll be super easy for you to apply even for a pure beginner. Okay. And I want you to think about right now, imagine 21 days from today. Think about it. 21 days from today. Are you going to be stuck in that exact same spot as you currently are right now? Not sure of what to post, burned out from trying everything but nothing working, not posting for 2 weeks at a time until you find motivation again, being stuck at 200 views, or in 21 days, finally having a method you actually understand, having 21 posts, having your perfectly aligned audience and proof to yourself that you can physically do this. Like this is what the Storytelling Content Challenge can ultimately do. And I want to be doing it alongside you as well. So this should be a lot of fun. So someone says, what if someone already like themselves have 2 business pages? So if you have multiple accounts, How are you able to build another personal brand on top? I would ask you how much is those two business pages actually earning for you? And I would think about the cost of your time and energy and it not being displaced in the right direction. I actually would fully argue that you should go ahead and build a personal brand and you should do the other two posts as just like portfolio pictures, pictures that you have of testimonials, reviews, and clients like that. And I would put all of your energy into your personal brand because through your personal brand, you can funnel into two separate businesses. You can even tag those two businesses. You can do collab posts on those two businesses, but people will buy into people. So the amount of effort and work that you would take to build a business page across those two, if they're going to be good business pages, is so much. And if you could pour that same energy to building a personal brand, you'll grow significantly more and make significantly more amount of money. So that's what I would recommend you to do. And that's why the Storytelling Content Challenge is going to be great for our wonderful business owners, but also people that don't have anything to sell yet. It is perfect for you because you'll build the right audience. Someone said, what do the different colors on your wall mean? So event early on, it actually meant the different types of people that were joining. So all the people in pink, for example, all the people in pink there were beginners. All the people in orange were more intermediate to advanced. And then all the people in blue were specifically like business owners. So business owners, like coaches, we had people like that. So, but what happened is I ran out of sticky notes, and therefore they're all turning into orange. But we got more post-its coming soon. Um, so I am a mom, and I am going ahead and sailing. What do I do for my own account? If we need to go to personal names, we average about 10,000 views per post. Yes, I would just go ahead and I think probably your username should include your name in some way. I think it's the best way, especially if it's a personal brand, it should be for you. Uh, I uh, okay, Monique says, I'd like to believe that these are real people, genuine people. Okay, so Monique doesn't believe that Crystal and Susie were real people. Um, I've never met Crystal or Susie beforehand. I'm sure that they can attest. Okay. All right. How would I change from a business account to a personal brand? I mean, I think you could just totally just make a new account. Like you don't even have to transition that account into it. You can just make a new account and you could start that with the 21 days. No problem at all. It could be an old account as well. Um, okay, cool. Unless I win, okay, if I joined through nice. All right. So how is it that a personal brand can actually lead into like a business page, like in terms of the traffic for it? There's a few ways. One is you could literally have the founder at in your bio, so you can actually list your account that way. If you wanted to, you can do collaborative posts, so you can basically collab with your business page on a specific content, and that means that both of your handles are going to be listed there. So yes. Okay. How about if you are somebody that oh, okay. Brenda says, I am a cosmetologist and I have my own studio. I had two kids, and since then, my business hasn't been thriving as it did before. I haven't been posting. I don't know what to post about since I don't know how to start my own personal brand and link into my business. So, Brenda, I would go ahead and not just show your work. I would teach, and I would also show a little bit about how you're doing these things. But then, more importantly, I would talk a little bit about the why. Like, why is it that you have your own studio? Like, what is the joy that you get behind it? So I think the easiest differentiator is like, just don't teach only about the what, show the why. And that why is ultimately your story. So is it that you want to actually, you really enjoy this thing, you have been doing it for a long time? Like, what are the challenges of owning a studio? And you can choose stories that actually aid in your credibility, right? So like, let's say you say things like here's the story of me trying to upgrade my studio because I want to give my clients the best services possible. Even that will be much more engaging than you solely showcasing some specific work around, let's say, like lash tech work, right? It's significantly bigger than that. If you told stories about why you even became a cosmetologist in the first place, or let's say why you're doing this is like you love your family, you want to do it in support of them, all of those reasons will bring new people into your world that will eventually buy from you as well. So what I would do if I were you, I would make a personal brand and I would start an account that way, put your name on it. I would put your business name in the bio, and I would have a story highlight that includes all of your services as well. But people will buy into people, so you need to get people in that way. Um, Is it better to post to a personal profile or like let's say a dual account? I would normally recommend a personal page that's just yours. In some cases, as you can do it like with your partner, for example, I've seen that work, but normally it's one person per account. Um, do story posts matter? So you mean like the actual features of Instagram stories? They do matter, but it doesn't really matter that much until you have a consistently engaged audience. So storytelling content is going to get those consistently good engaged posts, and then ultimately you can use like Instagram stories, like the feature, to try and sell it to them as well. But yeah, the feed posts definitely matter more because that's the thing that's bringing new people in. If we want to keep the same account for business and personal brand, what is a good content ratio? So that's a really good point, Lexi. I would probably think that majority of your content has, if you're going to do it on a business page, so it depends. Like if the name is underneath the business name, then it depends. And then if it's under your personal name, you're adding your business service, that's different. I would recommend that it's under your, like if you're starting this, I would do it underneath your name. And then you have the products, let's say as a service or whatever the thing is on a story highlight. And your pinned set of posts can be talking about that service, right? Let's say if you're doing it first on a business page though, then the ratio would be like more like three personal led content, but it still has to be continuously about the business, like about you as a founder, about the decisions that you're making, things like that. And the other four can be more about clients, could be more about the process behind the work that you do. That's a good ratio. Remy says, do I really need a niche? Of course you don't, right? So the whole point of storytelling is that you don't need a niche, that you are the niche, that ultimately you can tell stories about your life. But it makes sense. It's like, I think the thing that you're thinking right now is like, I think about a topic and I'm going to talk about and teach about that topic. But that's not what storytelling is. It's about seeing that topic as a vessel, a medium in which you can present that message. So if you are somebody that is interested in, let's say, fashion, as long as, let's say, you tell your perspective on it, you can go ahead and talk about food. You can go ahead and talk about being a cosmetologist. You can talk about being Asian. Like you can talk about those things because you are the common denominator. Now, naturally, if you are a business owner, you will skew towards your business, and that's fine. But still, you want your personal stories, like you being a business owner, the actual hardships that go through it, or all the aspirations and ambitions that you have behind it. Your face should be part of it. And that's what will get people to buy into your services too. Would you suggest showing yourself even if you have not reached some of your personal goals? Of course, Jen. Like the whole goal is for you to bring people into your journey, and that is storytelling. And if you don't have an accomplished set of skills yet or expertise, that's totally fine. You can start making content exactly as you are right now. Cool. I guess is is storytelling always a track content or can it be nurturing, position, and convert? It can be nurturing, position, or convert. It just depends on how you execute it. So, like, basically, throughout the actual 21 days, you're going to see some posts that are meant for higher engagement, which would be like nurturing led stuff. You're going to see content that is made for more converting stuff, as in, like, if you have a lead magnet, perfect. Or if you don't have a lead magnet and you want to convert them to like engage on your post, things like that, there's different ways to do it. But yes, storytelling is fundamental to how we kind of do all things. But mainly it's going to be to attract new people, no doubt. Um, cool. Uh, do I think posting 3 to 5 times a day is normal? Nope, you don't need to do that. You just need to post once per day, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Um, Someone says, is it a good idea to share personal stories even if they can potentially offend some people? Should you keep it not too personal? The thing is that your story should be about your own evolution, right? So, like, the goal is for you to talk about not, let's say, someone else, or let's say, not talk about a specific experience so harshly. It's just talking about your own transformation, your own emotional maturation, your spiritual transformation, your physical transformation. There's so many examples of this. Like, let's say that I'm looking at my wall right now and I see a aria on my wall, aria diverse. Aria diverse might say, okay, I have a story about how my loved one passed away, but they don't want to talk about the loved one passing away. They don't need to. They don't even have to ever bring up that event alone. They could talk about the emotional maturation of like, what did that loss actually cause them to think? Maybe it's the fact that they were going so fast in their lives, and they never actually took the time to slow down and think about what's important to them. And they don't even have to use the death. They can actually just talk about their own realizations. The problem could be, I feel like I'm moving too fast to even know what I want in life. The pursuit can be, and now every single day, I'm actually going to take 15 minutes away from all things and actually allow myself to be alone in my own thoughts. Then the payoff could be, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm trying my very best, because if I don't have purpose, I feel like none of this is meaningful. Problem, pursuit, payoff, right? It's the whole thing, but you would never talk about the death if you don't want to talk about the death. That's how you can make content that is still personal, but in a way that doesn't offend anyone. It's like the whole idea of like storytelling versus oversharing. We want to storytell, we don't want to overshare. That's a big thing, by the way, within the Storytelling Content Challenge. There's an entire video about how to not overshare, what it means to tell stories versus oversharing, and what are the fine lines between them, because you want to protect yourself as well. Um, So Valerie says, I feel like after these 21 days, we can literally start building and monetizing. Yeah, no doubt. Like if you want to, you will have an audience now that's aligned to you. And then ultimately you can go ahead and build a product if you'd like to, no doubt about it. But storytelling is the best way to grow to your first 10,000 followers. And those 10,000 followers would be fully aligned to you. It's not going to be people aligned to a topic or anything like that. So the issue is, if you niche down today and you chose a specific topic and you didn't listen to me and you try to educate on a topic, even if you grew 10,000 followers, it does not guarantee that you can stay with that topic for longer than 6 months. So what happens then if you transition into a different topic? Well, no one's going to engage with that material because they only care about the information. If you can lead with storytelling for your first 10,000 followers, you can take it wherever you want. If you want to focus on a certain segment of your story so they can build a business around it, then you can do that, and those people will carry alongside you. That is the power of storytelling. Cool. June, realistically speaking, how do you consistently get so many views and followers? I mean, one thing is, it took me a while to get there, right? For me, it took me about like a year and a half for me to see any type of traction. So it wasn't overnight for me. And then not only did it take me a year and a half, but then it took me about 2.5 years to realize that I wasn't doing it as optimally as I should be. I actually didn't build the right audience for the most part. And I had to then trace my steps backwards. I had to restart in many different ways on the same account. And that cost me a lot of time and energy. And that's why I'm trying to then speed run this for you and give you exactly what you should be posting on a regular basis so that you don't have to overthink or make the same mistakes. So that is the Storytelling Content Challenge in a nutshell. It's because I want you to have the exact same results, but in a fraction of the time. Kenneth just says there's $4,000 courses out there that don't even have a fourth of the value. And I hope the rest of you still think that this is for you, because the Storytelling Content Challenge, I think you're going to be seeing it everywhere. And this should be a lot of fun for all of us. So yeah, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys.